you know what I mean? You've landed a 3 drop or a massive drop, and you're landing on this like steep face. You want to pull your brakes, right? And just seeing Godsey not pull his brakes and tuck in, and he knows he's going to flip at that point. That is, as Rampage, that moment is so sick. Yeah, like, and as I say again, that's on a built. That the canyon part of that is a built feature. Like that was already there. And welcome to the show. It's TRC 68. Davey, how you feeling?
Feeling good, bro. Feeling really good, yeah. Up and ready. I'm at him. Ready to go. Yeah, hyped. Bring it. Let's go.
I've been excited about
67.
This
68?
68, dude.
68. 69's coming.
Dude. Yeah, 69 is coming. It's next one.
Ooh.
Hey, before we continue, can I do some housekeeping?
Please. I got some to do as well. So you do the first bit and I'll do the second bit.
The housekeeping I was going to do is a reaction to... Okay, so I got a lot of messages. I try not to respond to too many negative messages, but I got quite a few negative messages about our handling of the Shell oil sponsoring British Cycling. I think we maybe sounded too much like we don't use oil ourselves, and it wasn't what either of us were intending, right?
Yeah, definitely do use oil. Yeah, definitely use oil. Yeah,
exactly, and I'm fully aware that I use my car every day, or maybe not every day, but you know what I mean. I'm fully aware of my impact and how much oil I use and how important it is. I think the point that I just want this is so pathetic, isn't it? Because this is like reacting to a negative comment, but it's almost like arguing back. I'm not arguing, I'm just saying the point we were trying to make was that from a marketing perspective there are better suited sponsors, and that was all the point was.
Yeah, totally.
And it does affect the way things are steered and the way that your sport is portrayed. It does affect it, and I think that's really, maybe we should have made more of a emphasis on that rather than oil. Because I do agree, I use oil a lot. Yeah,
that is such a tough topic. It's so many angles to it. There's so many things. All those companies are probably doing something bad down the line. Like, you can't win with it. Like, you literally, this is the thing, right? I'm sorry to hear that you had a few negative comments or messages or whatever, because I had the opposite of that. I had a few people reaching out saying, well done for talking about it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and definitely, if you look on the YouTube, we posted a clip, there's a few things in there, people saying, like, you know, good balanced argument, and I think that's what it was. I think it was pretty balanced.
Oh, that's all right then.
It's just tough. It's a tough one. It's a really, really difficult one to talk about. It's, you know, I think what I'm also mindful of is all these people that are being negative about it, right? There's no solutions. It's just negativity. It's like, okay, fair, like, make your point, cool, all right, you don't agree with that, I appreciate that, but then what is the solution?
Yeah, it's real hard, isn't it? Because it's like, also podcasting, it's like, you can't just say what you can't. You might know my angle on something, I know your angle on something, so we don't mention it. And it's like, I know that you're aware of your use and reliance of oil.
Yeah,
I know I'm aware of my reliance. So remember, we're recording this. It's actually like a conversation, and like you don't go over everything.
Yeah, we know each other. That's the thing as well. Like, exactly. Yeah. If we didn't know each other, like, we had someone on. In fact, there is a good other clip that I did watch, which was it must be Road.cc. I've got a podcast, and they did a thing about it. Yeah. And there's a guy there. I can't remember what he called himself, some sort of like climate warrior or whatever. Like, that's cool. Like, I appreciate that. It's really good that you're doing all that stuff. But again, it was just negativity. It's like, British cycling shouldn't have done this. It's despicable. It's this. It's that. Okay, what's your solution? Yeah. What should they have done? You know, who should they have sponsored? Are you coming up with any money? Are you trying to figure it out? I don't know.
No, exactly. It's easy to also, you know,
are you distracted?
I guess I am a bit distracted. Yeah. I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable, and you've made me distracted. Let me finish the point, and then I'll explain why I'm distracted. Okay, so it's also, I'm aware it's really annoying to be like, the oil companies are ruining the world, and then not allowing them to try and make a change or do something positive. Do you know what I mean? Like how the fuck, if you're an oil company, how the fuck do you do better?
Yeah, I guess when everything you do, people want to turn it into a negative. Is that what you mean? Like everything you do, people are like, yeah, but you're only doing it because it's greenwashing, it's sport washing, it's
exactly
this.
Yeah. So how do they do anything?
So what do they do? Just keep raping and pillaging and just like,
oh, you planted a load of trees, you greenwashing bastards. You know what I mean? What the fuck do you do? Anyway, so I just thought I'd mention it. And yes, I am distracted. Well recognised. The reason I am distracted is because you asked me to put on the Nitro World Games in the corner of my screen, which is behind my screen that I'm watching, that I'm talking to you on, and it is very distracting. It's currently BMX Best Trick. I've got it on in the background because we were going to watch live the Moto Best Trick. Because why?
Yes, because why? Because it's massive. Because you got Josh Sheehan. Actually, I messaged it to you. Just forgive me 1 second right there.
I forgive you.
It is, who is it? Let's try not get it. Jay Archer and Harry Bink are trying to land. They're going head to head. They're trying to land the first ever triple backflip on a motocross bike.
How ironic that 3 people are trying to land the triple.
No, there's only two. Sorry, Harry Bink and Jay Archer. Sorry, I just got the wrong
Harry Bink
names.
and Jay Archer are going head to head, trying to land the world's first triple backflip
on a motocross bike, and it is mind-blowing. I'm a little bit out of touch with the whole freestyle motocross scene, to be honest, because it's got to a point where it's so ridiculous that it's not even... I mean, it always has been, I'm sorry. It always has been too ridiculous to even comprehend doing anything. But there's a little element of you when you were a little bit younger and it first popped off, when it was like Superman seat grabs, no footers, cliffhangers. Yeah. You were like, maybe. I could do that. Maybe.
I agree. It was more. I agree. Like now, it seems quite insane because it's like loads of grown men who are like gymnasts on massive bouncy castle things.
Now it's like just totally another thing that you can't even comprehend.
Gone mad, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's insane. The fact that they're trying to do triple backflips, dude. I mean, I saw some of the practice, some footage from practice. You got Harry Bink with no shirt on, just doing triple backflips onto a bouncy castle. It's insane, dude. It's really cool. And and you know, many people might not even know that this Nitro thing's on at the moment. So it's the Nitro World Games. Obviously, Nitro World Games is part of Nitro Circus Tour, which is what Travis Pastrana founded, and a few other people. It's a big
production as well. Like,
it's a big production, and it's kind of weird that it's going a little bit under the radar and not really noticed. Maybe in those action sports circles, dude, people are sat there watching it, but the live viewing figure at this moment does not give off that impression.
How much is the live viewing figure? Can we...
So when I last looked, there was 1,200 people watching it, which is...
Yeah, it's still around there, yeah. It's pretty crazy, that, isn't it?
Dude, this is like the pinnacle of action sports. You've got all the best names there, from BMX, skate, moto, and it... Don't get me wrong, I know that like they've got a machine behind this thing, right? All those athletes. Nitro YouTube channel's got 1.6 million subscribers. There's a machine behind this that can definitely blow it up after. But the fact that it's on right now, and I know it's Monday morning, it got delayed because of weather, which I can't quite figure out because it's in a stadium. I don't know. But the fact that there's not that many people watching it just seems kind of disappointing, to be honest.
I reckon they get their figures from the highlights. So essentially, once people have worked out these tricks on the bouncy castles, they've had 3 crashes and then they've landed. They get millions and millions of views. Maybe that's it. Maybe the whole thing is like...
It might also be broadcast on TV. It's in Queensland. It's in Australia. Right. It might be on TV somewhere as well. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, dude, I don't know. It's just interesting. It's on. Like, it caught me by surprise a little bit. I knew it was on over the weekend, but then I didn't know it got rain delayed. So I just went on YouTube this morning to look at something, and there it was. Came up, and I was like, huh, live. 1,000 people watching. I was like, let me join the party. I want to see it. I want to see what's going on.
I find it interesting, right? It's I'm watching it now, and there's like guys that look, you know, our age, let's say, and they're really, really obviously mega motivated by landing tricks
Yeah.
And I just find it's so cool that like my motivation is really, I don't have to set I don't know what it is. I don't have to, how can I word it? I don't really feel the need to make these, to learn more tricks.
Okay.
Well, I lost the need a really long time ago. Do you? Do you feel?
Yeah, I've lost. Yeah, the need for landing tricks is gone. I mean,
but like they're of similar age and they've still got it. They're still like really pushing. They're doing. They've got to really love. It's like, I don't know. You've got to be like a collector. You want to collect all these tricks. Like you've landed all of it, like a Pokemon card collector.
Definitely. I think the word tricks is kind of funny as well. It always makes me laugh when you hear grown men say, "I'm doing a trick," and you're just like, "You're not 8 anymore."
Should we do some tricks? Like,
it's tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stunts is just as bad. So what do you call them?
Yeah,
exactly. New name.
Imagine talking to a girl. Yeah, what's the hardest sport to talk to a girl in a bar about? Like, what do you do? Oh, I do mountain bikes. Oh yeah, what, like racing? Like I do tricks. What do you mean? Like trick or treat? No, like tricks. I do like I'll move my legs off it and then back on it. You know what I mean? Like little bits of flair. Like little bits of flair. Like essentially, I'm like a barman making a cocktail in a fancy way on a bike.
And you could literally be like, you know, when you were a kid and you used to like stand on the seat. That is 30 years later.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm not. I appreciate as I'm making fun of tricks, I'm seeing people do insane stuff in the background at Nitro World Games. So it's really cool that people.
It is. I just think that name is the word is tough, isn't it?
I also think it's good to recognise the ridiculousness of the world and everything that we look at. Essentially, like it's good when you break it down into like actually what it is, you know, because it like stuff seems life and death. Like when you're doing a let's say you're doing a local downhill race, it feels like you're in like the end of a montage section in a movie, and. You're not. You're racing down a mud hill with a man with a clock. I don't know. It's just
and funny. There's millions of people who have no clue that you're doing it. Like it just doesn't matter to anyone or anything at all. Like nothing is on the line really.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not. So it's just in a way, it's the same with this. They're just like hurling themselves off this crazy ramp onto a bouncy castle, just trying to do the biggest tricks. Dude, did you just see?
I guess there's money involved.
So. Godjek. So that's Simon Godjek, right? So no, David
that's David.
That's David. That's David. So Simon did Rampage. No doubt we're going to talk about Rampage soon. Hashtag got
yes,
robbed.
we are.
But that's David, the brother who's doing Nitro World Games.
Yes, it is indeed.
Yeah.
I mean, someone just landed a triple flip on a BMX. I don't know who it was, but
just now?
Yeah. 1.
Oh wow. Okay,
2,
I just fast.
3.
Oh.
There we go.
Holy shit, yeah they did. Someone's just done a triple flip on a bit. I think that's been done before. Wasn't Jed Milden the first guy to do that? I don't think it's a world first, but it's still absolutely mind-blowing that someone's done that.
I mean, the triple flip's been done on a moto, hasn't it? But onto that mental Pastrana ramp.
Yeah, exactly. So I think with this, they're trying to do it to just a normal landing. It might be
bouncy castle.
Normal bouncy castle landing.
Crazy, isn't it? I look forward to seeing the moto kicker. Actually, I'll keep an eye on it. I'll tell you when. Yeah, I'll tell you when I see it.
Right, it's just into the moon.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm going to try not to keep looking at that. It is very distracting.
Yeah, it is distracting.
I am interested in what's going on, especially R. Willie. I'm a bit of an R. Willie fan. I think he's it's really cool. He's pushing the limits for sure.
Isn't he? Yeah, he's pretty rad. Right, should we get on to Rampage, dude? Because it's been a big weekend.
I just got a little story to tell you before Rampage. Please, I want to try and kick this thing off with some. Yeah, I want to try and kick this thing off with some engagement from our listeners. I need some help with something. So let me tell you a little story first. So I've been going to the gym, as you know, like super early. Yeah. And it's dark when you drive there, and it's pretty much dark when I drive home.
Yeah.
And throughout summer, I've not really driven too much in the dark. So I've been noticing that my eyes are way worse than what I thought they were, right? And I had this little sort of moment of thinking, I'm driving this road and my eyes could be shut. Hang on. So like, I know the roads so well because it's like part of my daily thing. I go there, drive back. I'm almost driving them as if my eyes are shut, if that makes sense, because I know them so well. And I just thought I realised, like, I can't really see. Like, I know there's potholes because I've done it so many times, but if I was in another place in this conditions with the dark and a little bit of rain, I'd have probably hit something or killed someone, you know? So I was like, okay, I need some new glasses, basically. And we went through all this a year or so ago when I went and got my eyes tested, and it turned out I didn't think I needed glasses. It turned out I legally had to have them to drive. So I don't really like the glasses that I got. They just don't suit me. I got them from Specsavers, like... I got them because I thought you had to buy them from there. It turns out you don't. I thought where you got your eyes tested, you had to get the glasses. It was a bit of a hustle. You know, they're like, oh, choose some glasses. And I'm like, I don't like any of them. They're all kind of ugly. But anyway, I got these glasses. Whenever I put them on, it's like HD vision, dude. The world is a different place, right?
Nice.
My eyes are pretty bad.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is where we're going to get to Rampage, kind of. So we're talking about Rampage.
I can see where it's
going. Okay. Oh, you know where it's going.
Yeah,
of course, we talk off air, right? Well, this is okay. We're gonna have the fans help out a little bit here. I hate the word fans. That's like tricks to me. I don't like fans. Listeners. So anyway, so we talk about Rampage. You talk about Jackson Riddle. I'm like, I don't really know too much about Jackson Riddle apart from what we've probably spoke about on here and various Rampages. So I go and shoot him. I go to his Instagram, and there he is. He's a good-looking dude, and he's got some glasses on. And I thought, I like those glasses. They're nice glasses. Okay, they're like the clear glasses. So I was like, okay, I want those glasses. So I've gone on this like goose chase trying to figure out what model these glasses are.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is before Rampage. This is
before Rampage. Yeah. This is literally just seeing a photo of him on Instagram. Kind of creepy. So I've reached out to my friends at RX Sport. We spoke about them before. We did a free shout out years ago for them.
Yeah.
Sent them a photo. I want these glasses. Can you tell me what they are? They've then, dude, the service is impeccable. This is a little shout out for him because the service was impeccable. They're like, let me try and find out what they are. They could be this, they could be that, they could be this model. We think it's between 4 models, right? So they said, what we'll do, we'll send you all of them, try them all on, see what you think.
No way, how good is that? Yeah.
Really cool, like really nice service. So we'll send you all 4, try them on, see what you think, send them back, and then we'll have the ones that you want made with your prescription in.
Yeah.
Perfect. So literally, dude, the next day they land, and I'm struggling. So
I thought to decide.
Yeah. So if I do a try on now, I've got it down to 2 pairs.
Brilliant.
We do a try on. We'll have the listeners comment option 1 or option 2, and then they're the ones that they're the ones that I'll buy. Okay, they're the ones that we'll go with. I might get a couple of different colours. Okay, so first.
Jackson Riddle glasses off.
This is me trying to look like Jackson Riddle.
Okay, yeah.
Because I need some help because I'm not stylish. So first, we decided they were definitely Oakley. So first, I've only got 2 options now. I've whittled it down to 2 from 4. The others are over there. So first is the Oakley Holbrook. Okay, so here we go. We're going to try these on. I'll give it a few seconds for you. There you go.
There you go.
That's the Oakley Holbrook. Kind of like them.
I'll tell you what you look like. You look like a guy that knows where the potholes are and avoids the potholes in the road.
Thank you. I really hope so. So they're the Holbrooks. They're not the right lenses in. They got like a nice darker frame, which I kind of like.
Okay, yeah. I feel like Jackson's ones have a clear arm.
So these are the ones that I think Jackson has. So this is the classic. These are my personal favourites. I hope people vote for number 2 in the comments. So these are my personal favourites. So this is the classic frog skin. Okay, that's the frog skin.
Dude,
I'm vibing with the frog skins personally.
Yeah.
But I just want to check. I want people to be like, yo, you should definitely get those. They look a little bit better on the face, etc. So there we go. We're going to go with 1 or 2. Okay, you can't put 2 pairs. Okay, yeah, that's not going to work.
No, it's pretty helpful.
So there we go. They're the ones that I think I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with a classic frog skin. I've got the frog skin extra small up here as well, but they're a little bit tight.
So these ones aren't prescription that you've got on at the minute?
No, they don't have any lens in, so you can.
Okay, yeah.
And then I also got the Oakley centerboard, but they're not the one. I don't feel those.
Okay.
And then I got frog skin extra small. So I think these are the ones. What do you think?
I like it. I'm liking it.
Could you sit and look at me like this every week with these glasses on?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually
Emma said it looks like I've just come out of a science lab. A little bit.
But that's
like Bunsen
that's sort
burner.
Of the look, though, dude. The Bunsen burner look is kind of it, though, isn't it?
I don't mind it, man. I'm not mad at it.
No, I'm not mad. I actually think you look a little bit like Jackson as well. You know, like...
Yeah, you think? Yeah, young. Real young. I think he's 20, right?
maybe each week we could do a new addition to you until you just become like the UK's Jackson Riddle. Yeah. Like we just dye your hair, then we just shave the sides. You know what I mean? Like just gradually. Yeah. Could be good.
Yeah. Learn flips, flip whips.
Do you know he had a flip-free run? We're getting straight into Rampage chat.
Yeah.
But what kind of a cool place to start, I would say, because I enjoyed his run, and it struck me. I liked his attitude towards it because, and I know they made a big thing of it in the commentary and that, but Jackson didn't build his run based on judging criteria, did he? He built it.
It was always like built it out of nostalgia.
Yeah. He like didn't want to. He wanted to just showcase his run. I don't know. There was something cool about his approach. I think they summarised it better in the live thingy. But
so for me, I became a massive Jackson Riddle fan over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Last 10 days, really. Last 10 days.
Yeah.
What he did with that bike with Travis, the Travis Pastrana lookalike bike, just gave me so many feels, man. Like legit, he did that, and it just brings up so many more memories of Travis and action sports. And it's funny that we're talking about Nitro Games right now, and that
it's true, isn't it?
Yeah. And he, Jackson was inspired by him at such a young age.
Yeah,
we'll get into that a little bit if you want. I did have some thoughts on it. By all means, it's up to you, but it really brought up a lot of feels for me. That did legit, because I was like, it was so fucking interesting that Travis had such a massive impact on Jackson.
Yeah,
that it was the same for me. I'm not not on a world stage doing Red Bull Rampage and stuff, but so much of who I am and what I enjoy and the scene that I'm in and this and that comes from that guy, comes from Travis, just a little bit earlier than when Jackson discovered him, which I thought was super interesting, because Jackson talked about his sort of, I think it was like his 2001 RM125, which he made the bike a copy of. And for me, it was even earlier than that. Discovering Travis, he was racing the Nationals, he was doing X Games, he was just this...
Oh yeah, the VHS, was it 199 Lives? Was that
mate, yeah, 199 Lives, yeah.
Break his wrist when he was a kid, doing that double and all. Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
It brought up so many feels for me.
Yeah, I wonder whether that's because it's a nostalgic period of your life. Like, it's like a period of your life that, like, you were so into it, you would obsess.
You're like a sponge though, aren't you? You're just taking it in, and like, I was creepy with that stuff, man. We've talked about it times and times before on here, but the obsession I had with Travis and Jeremy McGrath were just they're just unbelievable, man. Like, I remember seeing they did like these Supercross videos which you could get from Halfords, and it was like, the whole series on one VHS.
Yeah.
And I remember the 1998 one coming out, right? And I'll have been pretty young then, not as young as I wish I was, but I was pretty young. And I remember there was like a segment in it where they interviewed Jeremy McGrath, and he talked about being 16 when he first started racing. And I'll have been like younger than that. So for me, that gave me so much inspiration and so much hope that you could make it and be young. Do you know, be old to the game. And I remember, dude, because I didn't live with my dad, I remember calling him on my mum's phone upstairs. She had a phone in the bedroom, and I'm on the phone. I'm like, Dad, I just watched this video. It is possible. Jeremy McGrath, like, out of breath, like, didn't start until he was 16. So if we get a bike now and I start racing, and it just gave me so much hope and stuff, dude. And it really brought back, like, legit, I know I'm off on a tangent with it, but it brought back so many memories of Travis and how unbelievably sort of important he was to me in my life, and probably loads of people listening to this, that you don't even realise until someone like Jackson on a world stage goes, I'm dedicating this to that guy. And I was like, fuck, like, because I messaged you straight away, I was like, I want to, like, Jeremy McGrath my e-bike. I want to do something to show my appreciation to those guys, because if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be here doing this, right?
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I think it goes to show how important it is to be nice to children, almost, isn't it? Or be a good role model, or I don't know. I think it all the time. I think that there's people that I remember so clearly making such.
Is there anyone like that you had you know, for me, it was Jeremy McGrath, Travis Pastrana as a kid. Like, I really, really obsessed over them, and it was hard to see much of them because it was, we didn't have social media. You just had a video once a year almost. You had magazines every month. I remember when Jeremy McGrath came to Sheffield for the Supercross, dude. I almost lost my shit, honestly.
Yeah.
I was that creepy kid that was in the pits just getting a photo. I got a really funny photo with him, which I don't know if I've ever shared. It's really funny.
Oh, let's see it.
I'd have to find it. Yeah, I'll try and find it and get it up.
Okay, so I have to do like a fake reaction to it now because you're going to edit this. And okay, so you ready?
Yeah.
That's a clip.
Yeah, so that's I bought some body armor from the Sheffield Supercross, and I didn't want to get it stolen, so I put it underneath my jumper so I look like an NFL player, and then Jeremy McGrath's got his arm around me. It's so weird.
That is so cute, wearing body armour to a race.
I didn't want to get it stolen, dude, so I had it on underneath my jumper. I'll hopefully dig that out. I'll hopefully dig that photo out, but yeah, I don't know where it could be.
I had this sort of picture of Michael Jordan when I was younger, because obviously you had way less, like, you can make a clear picture of who someone is now with the internet.
Yeah.
But to those younger listeners, when we were younger, you didn't have this. But you really didn't. You had like small Transworld Sports segments. You had like maybe a VHS tape with a couple of interviews. Yeah, you had fuck all. At most, you had like an edited interview lasting 30 seconds long, and you built this picture. And I'd built this picture of this dude that was just like so disciplined and the best, and just
wow,
literally just
probably quite accurate.
Hard work. Yeah, well, I don't know. He probably also gambled and did awful things, and it was cool because, but back then it was easier to make this picture of just sort of this superhero character than I think maybe it is now.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
The internet shows up flaws.
There has to be an element of mystery around people, right?
Yeah.
So for me, Jeremy was this guy who lived in California, and he just like rode bikes all the time, lived on a farm, and he just had this, like you said, you had this picture built up of how cool he was all the time.
Yeah,
but
you
now
just built this like cartoon picture. You want everything about that person. That you want to be that person. You want to know that person. So sick.
It is. I'd love to hear as well in the comments, like, who did you look up to as a kid? I think that could be super interesting to share some thoughts down below in the comment section. Like, who was it when you were a kid that really inspired you? That, yeah, man, it's nuts to think about that stuff. It really makes me reminisce pretty hard about. I even started playing golf because Jeremy McGrath in a video was like, I love playing golf. All of a sudden, I'm at the golf range, dude, with my dad. Yeah, Jeremy plays golf. I got to play golf.
It's funny, isn't it?
Weird,
but
really cute as well at the same time. Just so impressionable.
I definitely had a big. I definitely reckon as well. It was like a combination of like this sort of arguably a made-up character, that number 23 was this made-up character that I'd created. Really, it was like a cartoon of just this fucking super athlete that worked harder than everyone else and tried harder and had the sickest style out of everyone. That's all of the things I wanted. And also, it was the people who were nice to me when I was younger that actually did make a big, big difference for me.
Wow.
Massive difference. Like whether it was a basketball coach or whether it was like one of my older friends, people who used to, like, I don't know, like be nice to me at races and stuff and talk to me at races, like the older guys. I definitely idolise those guys as well. Like. And they don't have to, like you say, they don't have to be like mega stars. They're just a dude who's is that what you mean? Like a dude who's a coach or they were the fast guys when I was younger at the races and at the trails. They were the good guys. Yeah, but they were. It was less about how good they were, because that they were just nice to me and treated me nicely, and
that's nice.
I think that counts for a lot actually, because it's like that's almost the picture that. You weren't able to build looking up to sort of these superstars. You couldn't build like a human picture, whereas the older guys that were nice to me or like stuck up for me when people were horrible and stuff like that, they had a big impact as well, I'd say.
Yeah,
so it's like,
I feel like that's something that you've taken.
Yeah, that's sort of what I mean by it all. Is it's like good to be nice at every opportunity, I think.
And I've seen you, man, as well, like around the young people at Bike Park and stuff like that, and I can feel that you've probably taken that and really brought it into your own life now, being a guy that people look up to, and you know what I mean.
Well,
like, I've seen you, man, with kids. That sounds weird. I've not seen you with kids, but do you know what I mean? Like, I've seen you. You're great around them, man, and you don't realise how much that can mean to a young person when they're, you know.
Yeah, well, do you remember it as well, right? You had the bigger guys at the trails that, and if they just gave you the smallest bit of like praise or help,
for sure,
for
sure, dude. I remember it really well. Yeah, I remember all that stuff really well, especially around like moto. The guy that I should be going to the gym with who never seems to show up, Darren. You know, he's not a celebrity or like, you know, a megastar or anything like that, but he was a guy who was in our motocross club who was older than me and had just a lovely personality, was always super helpful. When I first went to America, I was a little bit older, dude. I'll have been like 16, I think. But again, at 16, you're still super impressionable.
Yeah, too.
And I just looked up to him a lot, man. I just like really looked up to him. He had his shit together. Always had like nice stuff and nice bike and just a lovely bloke. And him taking me under his wing when I was young really, meant a lot for sure.
Yeah.
Especially in such a fringe sport that not many people understand, you know.
Look, okay, yes, this is an advert. All right, I'm going to be honest, but equally, we're nice with it. We're organic with it, and we've had a lot of questions. Insurance is a difficult thing. It's confusing. There's a lot going on, and people want to know about Lacquer. They want to know about our partner and what they offer. So what we thought we'd do for this advert, it's a bit of a different advert. We're going to just go through some of the most commonly asked questions, Davey. Is that right?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Love it.
Yep. Perfect. Number one, I'm coming in hot. Why would I need bike insurance if my bike is covered on my home contents insurance?
Mate, I wish I had £1 for every time someone sent this message to the Instagram DMs and emails. Okay, so this answer, after we received it, comes direct from the guys at Lacquer. So, most people with higher value bikes don't realise that the risk they're taking by relying on home contents insurance to cover their bike, whilst your home insurance policy might provide some cover for bikes, is not likely to be adequate or cost effective for an avid cyclist.
Not for Let me fancy keep going. Bikes. Yeah.
If you were to claim on your home insurance, you might end up having to pay a hefty excess. It might significantly bump up the cost of your premium. Your bike might also not be covered when it's outside of your house. Lots of stuff to think about. Lacquer's advice, definitely check the fine print of your policy wording. When claiming on your Lacquer bike insurance policy, you'll never have to pay an excess. Let me repeat that. When claiming on your Lacquer policy, you'll never have to pay an excess.
Does that mean there's no hidden costs?
There are no hidden costs, mate. What's more, claiming on your Lacquer policy never impacts the cost of your premium. Your bikes, helmets, clothing and accessories are all covered from accidental damage and theft from anywhere in the world.
Wow, it kind of gets on to my next question actually, because my next question for you was going to be, does Lacquer bike insurance cover travel?
Yes, of course it bloody does. Worldwide travel is included as standard. Your bike and gear is covered from anywhere in the world for up to 120 days. Lacquer definitely encourage people to go and enjoy the world on their bikes.
All right, sounds great. All the answers. These answers are good. They're actually very useful, aren't they? This is good. This is good. Right,
give me more.
Okay, dude.
Try and catch me out.
Okay. Does Lacquer cover me for cycling races and events then? I'm trying to catch him out. Okay. I'm trying to find a gap in the, you know.
Okay. Insert Ollie racing joke here. If anyone's got one, let us have it. Leave it in the comments. Yes, of course, Ollie, though. Lacquer understands these are a big part of cycling, so they're covered. Just check the exceptions if you're racing at professional level, as there are a few. So that's important. Yeah. But for most people out there, covered at a race. That's the bottom line. Come on.
Dude, question number 4. Does Lacquer cover you if you lose your bike?
Yes. Go on.
Okay, well, I'm please carry on.
If your bike gets lost when being handled by a third party, such as an airline or a courier, you, sir, are covered.
Man, could have used that when I got to Whistler. Question number 5, our last question. Can you give us an offer to try Lacquer out? Davey, hit him, dude.
Here we go. Let's bring this one home. Sure, you can use the offer code RIDECOMPANION30. What is it?
RIDECOMPANION30, all capitals.
All capitals, to get your first 30 days cover for free. Lacquer bicycle insurance is 100% flexible, so you can cancel for anything, or you can pause it at any time. Lacquer also offer a 50% multi-bike discount for any additional bikes you apply to your policy.
That's right. All you got to do is head to lacquer.co, enter the code RIDECOMPANION30 at checkout, and you will get your first 30 days cover for free. And you never know. The thing about the first 30 days, they might be the days in which all of your stuff is stolen. And then you'll be happy you entered. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the first 30. They could be the days. True. So head to lacquer.co.
Act now.
Act now. Exactly. Act now. Head to lacquer.co. Enter the code RIDECOMPANION30. Thanks, Lacquer.
Appreciate you, Lacquer.
It's funny you growing up like loving. Do you not want? Is there no part of you that wants a moto now and to do track?
I literally just had this conversation just the other day.
Really?
So yeah, literally just had this conversation the other day with a friend. So he messaged me and he'd got an e-bike for sale, and I was like, oh cool, like he's selling it. That's pretty cool. What for? And he's I'm buying a motocross bike, and I sent him back this rant, and I was like, yeah, it's cool, man. I appreciate that. That's good. I think what you've just done is you've watched World Supercross in Cardiff. You've watched Red Bull Straight Rhythm. You've gone, I need a motocross bike. You're going to get one. You're going to invest a hell of a lot of money. This is in the UK I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Then you're going to go to your local track. It's going to be muddy as all fuck.
Rough as a badger's arsehole.
Rough as a badger's arsehole. Muddy as all fuck. You might break something. It's going to cost you loads of money. And it's just not what it is, if that makes sense. So
why you don't?
Dude, yeah,
there's
a few things. Yeah, it's a summary. There's a few things. I've always been held back by not having a garage here, and there's a lot. There is loads of elements to it, and I hate that you have to live your life like this. But the fact that someone wants to steal that bike off you, you guarantee it. Someone wants to steal that bike off you, right? Like more than a mountain bike. Like it's 10 times that. I feel like with a motocross bike.
Yeah.
So already you gotta have it locked down. You gotta live in a house with a garage which is really secure. You gotta have a van. You gotta have loads of kit, which wouldn't be difficult to sort out. I know, but if you want to get into motocross, without the vehicle, you're gonna spend £8,000-9,000, £10,000 without even a vehicle to put it in.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
And then every weekend you're gonna spend a load as well, aren't you? And then
you're gonna and then you go practicing. It used to be relatively cheap to go practicing. Fuel's expensive now. The bikes are just insane money. You're gonna spend a day after you've been riding cleaning everything up. It's not as easy as what it should be, And I think I definitely do, man. I guarantee it'll come around to Anaheim 1, and I'll be on eBay looking at motocross bikes.
Really? Yes, so you do get tempted.
Oh, mate, big time. I'm real tempted. Yeah, real tempted. But it's been a long time. I've not ridden one for 10 years, so
do you think
I'm
you'd
not
still
going to
have
be very
it?
good.
Do you think you'd still be good?
I didn't have it anyway. That was the problem. I didn't have anything.
Yeah, but
I just loved it.
Jump it and stuff, couldn't you? You could jump turns.
Yeah. But I didn't have it, whatever that thing is. I think that's kind of the problem, isn't it?
There you go.
Maybe. I don't know, man. There is maybe one day. There's 100% one day. 100%. And it's nice to see that people that I used to ride with getting back into it. You get a little bit financially a little bit more stable. Maybe you have your own home with a garage and you're like, actually, I can buy one now. And
who knows? When the companionship grows to a point where we're all of a sudden, overrun by jet skis.
Endorsement deals with Yamaha and stuff like that.
Exactly, yeah.
Then that is the, that is the aim.
A video series of Davey rediscovering why he gave up motocross.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's covered in shit in Doncaster on a Wednesday afternoon in the rain.
Absolutely. I think I don't have enough time to do all of the biking that I want to do, so
mountain biking fills that void for me now. Like, it really
that's
does.
Good. Yeah,
it does fill it. It's not the same, obviously, and that, you can't escape from all those years of doing something and loving it and this and that. It's not quite the same, but it definitely fills that void for me.
I wonder if it's the same brain response. I would imagine it is. It sort of brings us on to another subject, but we really haven't covered Rampage yet, so let's bring it back to Rampage. Did you watch it? Where did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it here at home. Sent a little group text out asking if anyone wanted to hang out and watch it. How many replies did I get back? 0 to fuck all. Nothing. No one was bothered. It was pretty early, I guess. People were still finishing work and whatnot. So, yeah, man, I what did I do? Went to the shop, bought some pizza, got some days in the fridge, nice and cold, just sat and chilled.
Nice.
Sat and chilled. You know what, though, man? I mean, let's just get it out of the way. I was excited for it. I was excited for like a long bit of a session, sat watching it, and the wind came in and Mother Nature said, I'm not having it this year, folks.
Very difficult, isn't it? Very difficult with those events. Just the lack of control you have over the whole thing, really, eh?
It is, man. It's just it is a bit disappointing, isn't it? I think that's safe to say.
Do you know?
Sorry, I just got disrupted by a text then. So they just got a text off Jace McAlpine talking about the Supercross. Sorry, Supercross. Sorry,
but we'll go back to that. The Surf League, the WSL, is very obviously a lot of waiting, and they do quite a good job. I feel like. And I think that Red Bull do a good job with Rampage. Like, there's enough like other segments that they bring in and they chat and stuff like that. Yeah. And
I love that they had various athletes there from different sports. You had like Jamie O'Brien was there. I thought that was really cool. I don't know if that was a new thing that they'd done, but I really liked that. It was like adding an extra element, showing new action sports. Our sport. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? It is good. We had John Collinson, the skier, hang out with us before. They always bring in other Red Bull athletes, and he was such a cool guy. He was just hanging around our side of the hill for the whole thing, and became like a honorary member of Team England. At the last Rampage we went to, it was wicked.
That's cool. Where did you watch it, man? What was your crew?
I actually watched it from Bren's.
Nice.
Yeah, because Bren's just had his second child. Shout out to. Round of applause to Hannah
baby death grip.
Yeah, exactly. So I went over there, and obviously they're not really doing much at the minute. It's brand new, so I went over there and watched it with him.
That's nice, man. That's really cool.
It was. I think
it must be fun watching it with Bren as well. I mean, obviously you've got massive takes on it all. You've been there, you've done it, but obviously Bren's ridden it.
Yeah.
So, was there any hot takes from Bren that you sort of took away? Anything that like he noticed that maybe people wouldn't normally?
Do you know, it made me think it's every time the camera would scan past, it would go past his old. It was the first canyon gap,
right?
And the first canyon gap is so awful. It's so massive and it has an uphill landing.
Okay.
And every time it would go past, it just made me laugh at how crap it was, and also it made me realise kind of how crap we were at Rampage. Then we were like.
This is 13.
Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. Yeah, 13, yeah. And we just didn't know what to do. We were like, we had to learn how to use the dirt and how to make stuff. And also, back then, it was like you qualified at the venue.
Oh, wow.
So you built there was a midway start point for people that needed to qualify. So you would start from halfway up the mountain and you would showcase the bottom half of your trail. And so Bren made the canyon. I think he hit it for the first time. No, he hit it for the second time in his qualifying run ever. Right. And it was like, really, really harsh. And then he qualified, and we were like, cool. And they're like, yeah. So you'd have to go from the top now. We didn't even realise or know anything about anything. Classic us, I guess. So then we had one evening to get from halfway up the mountain to the top. And if you watch back Brendan's run, it's absurd. It's like the whole top bit is just a goat track going across the mountain.
Is it?
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, you just like kicked it out with your feet.
Dude, yeah, he drops in. Well, it was actually a huge amount of work, but it was so crap. So, it just makes me laugh that we were that unprepared.
So as as someone who had to qualify, were you like on the back foot a little bit as to people that were pre-qualified who knew that they were going from the top? So did you had the option to build a full line, but you might not even use it? Was that kind of the thing?
Yeah, I think so. I think, or the information we got was just like, yeah, you'll be qualifying from here on Friday or whenever the qualifiers were. Yeah, you'll be qualifying from here, so you can pick like either side of the mountain where to start from, or something like that. It was just a lack of it was just not knowing what you're doing, and like it really is a case of when you go into something, even if you think you've got it under control and you've read up on it, it takes a little while to actually get it down, doesn't it? It takes like...
Oh, definitely, yeah. There's nothing like being there, actually in the experience.
Yeah.
It's happening. A snake just come out of something.
Let me go... The cat is desperately trying to get up on top of a bike bag. Oh, she's done it. She's done it. Good on her. Look at her.
Nice.
Well done, cat. Well done, Ivy.
Nice one.
I'll probably just reveal a load of secret focus bikes there.
Oh dear. Oh well, no one will notice. We'll blur that out.
Yeah, thanks. Sorry about the noise.
It's all good. So yeah, so that's cool. So yeah, I have to watch that back. I don't think I ever watched Brendan's 2013 Rampage run.
Yeah,
find it and watch it back.
It'll make you laugh when you find out that the whole top section of the track was done in like it was like nearly an evening or something. It was so pathetic. Really? Yeah, and it was so much work. But yeah, we got it done anyway.
Do you know how close the venues are? Like, they obviously switched venue. Are they literally stone's throw away, or is it
pretty close?
Miles
Yeah,
away?
pretty close. Yeah, they'll be down like different. They tend that basically they're just down like different access roads. All of the ones I've been to have been, from the same access point, and you just go down a different fire road. But obviously the landscape's so crazy there. It's so like. It's so everything's so steep and pitched that it blocks off. You can be up the top of a ridge and look over the other side and be like, "Oh, I know where I am," and that's happened a few times actually. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and also the desert's weird, man. The desert's weird because it's just orange dirt, cactus, spiky bush. That's about it. Rock. So orange dirt, cactus, spiky bush, rock. It's just different combinations of that. So it's very easy to get lost and not know where you are. You have to.
Yeah.
Being from the Surrey Hills, I don't have that. You don't have to look for like landmarks and directions as to where to go.
I bet it's really hard to ride because of that as well. Because everything just looks the same. I bet it's like riding like in snow.
Cross country, in a way.
Everything's just like the same.
On the mesas, the cross country rides are marked out with like spray paint on rocks. Or sprayed rocks, but it's all such a repetition. I always liken it to, I think there was a Channel 4 advert where the car goes along and it's just like it's like a computer generated landscape of just like cactus, spiky bush, rock, cactus, spiky bush, rock. It is quite literally like that because it's like you see it in patterns. Yeah, it looks like nature's amazing. It looks like planted. What it basically is a lack of biodiversity because it's so hard to grow there. So if there's like what you're used to looking outside and seeing is like 20 plants in the UK. 20 different plants, you know what I mean? 20 different plants, load of different leaves. You don't even if there were only 4 things that really excelled, it becomes really hard to know where you are. So, yeah.
Yeah, true. Great insight. What I loved about Rampage, one thing that I did have a takeaway was I know it's a bit geeky, but like the CGI that they did showing the run.
Very cool, really isn't it? Very cool.
That was nice, that, wasn't it? That was better than last year's, I think, as well. The arrows thing was really cool. I think it made the runs look a lot longer than what they actually were, because I remember watching the first one and it did it down. It took ages. I was like, fucking hell, this is going to be... It's like a cross-country ride, this run. And then it's over like so quick. It's like a minute or a minute and a half or something there at the bottom. But yeah, I loved that. I thought it was really good. It made it a lot more easy to understand and etc. That was really good. Big fan of that. A few other things. I'm sorry, just looking at a few notes that I really liked. The mic'd up thing, really liked that as well. Big fan of having a rider mic'd up.
It's always cool, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they have done it before. I've not noticed it, but the first one I think was Dylan Stark. But then I think, was it Reed Boggs that was like really vocal when he was riding? He's like, come on, like doing that. And then he landed a few things and he's shouting at the crowd. I thought that was sick.
Yeah, that is rad, isn't it? Yeah.
Big fan of the mic'd up thing.
Yeah, it is cool. So, can I go through notes as well? And we can. I reckon our notes will all align. So my big takeaways. Well, I guess Godsy's run. I hate to feed into the whole got robbed thing because it is annoying. But I really, really loved Godsy's run, and I was kind of bummed. I kind of felt like it was hit and miss whether it was him or Reader. But for me, it swayed slightly towards him. But what I realised was that's basically because of my interpretation of what Rampage kind of should be. That I, as a judge, if I was judging, would judge him higher, and what it basically comes down to is the single crown, dual crown fork discussion, which is really difficult. What are your
in what
views?
way? Why do you? What are my views on it?
Yeah,
I think I don't know in what way. Like, how would you open that up? In my view, is it's personal choice initially. Like, that's just. I don't know. Does it even make much of a difference? Doesn't look like it does. I think if you want to open up bar spin tricks and tail whips, then you have to have them anyway. But is that what Rampage is? I don't know.
It's a really good question because the last two Rampages, of course, have been won by single crowns. Is that correct?
Single crown forks, yeah. So that's opening up tail whips and bar spins.
It's opened up those things, which I completely see the argument from both sides. So Reader would say, well, look, the sport will stagnate unless you bring a new level to it. And actually, half the problem with Readers, with people maybe thinking Reader gets scored high, is actually because he lands stuff so smooth, he makes it look so easy. So he's almost cursed by that, you know? When you actually watch back his flip can drop, it's so absurdly big and crazy. But he lands it so smooth that you almost overlook it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's always been a problem with some of his stuff, right?
Yeah, dialed guys, it's quite hard to judge. It's quite hard to put a number on their runs, isn't it?
Do you think as well, and I might be off on this, but the name of the athlete sometimes gives them a bit of a better score just because people are so
hard, isn't it? Yeah.
So highly anticipating Brett Reader or... whoever. So I'm just trying to think.
I would say in all the judged events, we talked to Chop about this, and obviously there's a formula for slopestyle. It's still an interpretation of what goes on, but there is a formula, and it's pretty dialed how they judge those events. There are fewer surprises, I would say, at a slopestyle now, because Rampage is so kind of. It's so open to interpretation. You know, a run that not everyone isn't going down the same run. Everyone isn't even doing the same things. When I'm there, the results don't even matter to me. But then when I'm viewing from home and obviously talking about it on the podcast, it's like I try and think about what I think should have happened. And I guess basically that's why I brought it up first. It gets me to this point.
Right.
If you're talking about Godsy and Reader, who for you won it? And basically, they're both incredible runs. They both have massive hits. They both have. But for me,
the danger element of that 3 into the flip over the canyon gap was.
That's his Rampage. That's really Rampagey, isn't it? Even though, especially and that's on a made feature, the canyon gap was a made feature. It wasn't something that.
But people were struggling to even clear the thing. Yeah. And then Godsy flipped it. So it's like... And the 3 into it, dude, you know, you just...
The 3 in is so gnarly.
So gnarly. That adds so much like danger element to the whole thing. Just the whole... Everything about that, putting a 3 in, is mind-blowing.
I've never 3'd a drop. But when you see him land it in slow-mo, I think it was Justin Olsen put up a slow-mo shot of him landing the 3... And then at that point, you want to just like rein it in, grab anchor. You want to, you know what I mean? You've landed a 3 drop or a massive drop, and you're landing on this like steep face. You want to pull your brakes, right? And just seeing Godsy not pull his brakes and tuck in, and he knows he's going to flip at that point. That is as Rampage. So that moment is so sick. Yeah, and as I say again, that's on a built. That the canyon part of that is a built feature. Like that was already there. I think that was so cool for me as a moment. And then he went straight into flip Suey after that. I don't know. That was just so cool. That was
yeah. But I wish I'd watched them back again before we started recording.
I do as well.
Honest. I really do. But yeah, I know I can't even remember really Rida's run, but it must have been a winning.
It was absolutely insane, and
yeah,
it's difficult because obviously we sound like you run the risk when you're doing a podcast. You run the risk of sounding like a little bit like you like your opinions. I don't really value my opinion myself. I'm just, as a topic of conversation, I feel like it's now at that point. Brett Reader will have a way better argument, and if we had him on and he talked, he would be like the future of Rampage's single crown, you know?
Yeah.
And probably we would sit here like doofuses and be like, "You're right, Brett. Yeah."
Yeah.
But equally, there's still a part of me that just thinks like, we've already got slopestyle. Let's keep these big mountain events. I don't even know, frankly I don't even care. But I'm trying to for the podcast.
Yeah, no, I appreciate what you've done there. You've gone out on a whim and you've said something slightly controversial, that it should be a big mountain event, which means big mountain bikes, which means downhill bike, and runs that Triple Crown Forks, traditional downhill bike.
Yeah, and I guess because it's not about the forks, it's about how the run is informed. So if you're building a load of you could build a load of safe jumps down that mountain, and I guess that's what it is. That's what you don't want to build.
Oh, you mean so if you're obviously building trick jumps to do flip whips, tail whips,
the whole thing, yeah, and people get judged more, and then you can put a bar spin on anything. That's what slopestyle's become. It's become a big trick, stick a bar in there. Now it's maybe stick a bar in there and a bar back as well, and it becomes it gets to a point. I know that is the pushing the boundaries of a sport, but it comes to a point where it's completely you can't really, it's like a gymnastics event, which is really sick for slopestyle. There's just part of Rampage to me, and you watch earlier Rampages, they're just a bit more rough around the edges. I guess it's the conversation that happens every year, and again, who cares what I think?
I think a lot of people, but I think some athletes, some riders definitely left a few bits on the table as well. Got a nice safe first run in, and then the wind came and kind of fucked things up. I think Zink probably had a little bit more in the tank, to be honest.
Big wet fart. The wind was a big wet fart this year.
Big wet fart. I know, talk about judging again, but Andrea was visibly pissed off at his score.
Yep, he said it's his last. He's not doing Rampage again. We'll see whether it happens. Obviously,
did he really?
A year's a long time, and he's a Rampage legend, and it would be a real shame. Yeah, he is Rampage. Yeah, and it would be a real shame to lose him. But I felt he was probably underscored. I'll be honest. I thought that was quite a heavy run.
Yeah, I think so. It's classic Laconda guy.
Yeah.
What did he say that on social media, or did he say it on the
broadcast? I think he said it's his last Rampage or something. Yeah.
That's sad. That's real sad.
Yeah, isn't it?
But yeah, I mean, like you said, the wind was a massive wet fart. Unfortunately, it did kind of spoil it a little bit. I think it was cool seeing that everyone has each other's backs. I know you've spoke about that before as well at Rampage, but when T-Mac was at the top of the course and it was all the other riders saying, don't know to drop in, dude, you don't need to do this. Yeah. That was kind of cool, like looking out for each other and stuff.
Yeah. The pointless danger of the wind, it sucks. It's so annoying. Danger. It's so annoying. So to any of our listeners that maybe have done small jumps or don't have experience of wind blowing you, there's nothing you can plan for, and the bigger the jump, the worse it gets. So there's no way you can whip into the wind, but it doesn't really it's not predictable, and when you crash, it's the most dangerous crash. And the thing about Rampage is if you're adding further danger to something that's already dangerous, it's just exposure we're talking about. You're going to have a crash that you can't control in a situation that you really don't want to be in. On a crazy ledge or something like that. And that's really why it's frustrating to watch and be like, the wind, come on, just drop in. It's a big show. It's not. It's actually at Rampage. It's like it is life and death. It's not even being cliched and ridiculous. There's points on the trail that aren't even hard that you can have a mistake on and die. It's like if the wind, if the power is taken out of your hands, then you'd be crazy to drop in. So Yeah, the wind is annoying.
Yeah, it is annoying, man. It is a shame, innit, really, because it's just so much hype, so much build-up. Everyone's sat there around the TV, whatever, having watch parties, and then it's like,
yeah,
you know, it was a bit annoying. But hey, it is what it is. It's mountain biking. I guess it's in the elements. We're not in a stadium. It's simple as that, innit?
I've got one more note to put in.
Me too. Please.
I wonder if it's the same.
Probably not.
Okay, so my last note was, there was a grind rail at Rampage.
I know, and I don't know where I sit with that. I think I know the commentators obviously. Yeah, okay, beautiful. So the commentators obviously missed it. I heard the cha-ching and was like, sure that was a rail, or was that something to do with the television broadcast? I don't quite know.
Yeah,
because it kind of scooted past it, right?
Yeah,
and then it obviously came to light further in the broadcast when Regatkin was like, oh, he had a grind rail up there. He must have done a crank grind or pedal pedal grind, whatever. Anyway, so my thing was like, that shouldn't be there. But anyway, what's your thing?
Yeah, same. I think he's cool as anything, and it was a cool he's a cool wild card addition. Obviously,
who was it who used it?
Dylan.
It was Dylan Stark.
Yeah. So he's obviously come from BMX, so it makes it has story behind it, so that's cool. But equally, I just think definitely put that get the scrap guys in. I'd just if I had been there, I probably would have called in the scrap guys. I would have been just like, yeah, guys, I've got some scrap metal for you. Honestly, you can have it for free. I'm not even going to ask.
It's a walk. It's a long walk.
It's a long walk, but I'd really appreciate it if you got rid of it. And then I'd be like, also, there's a fridge in my drive, which there is. No, I don't know. It's funny. Yeah. It's funny. These things, it's just like, where do you stop? Because then people just start building like skate parks down the whole mountain. You'd have to put a. I don't know. It's funny. I like it though because it's a freedom of expression in some ways. Also, it's like
But like, where does that stop? Like you said. So okay, so it's all man-made. But then, could you just carry up a quarter pipe?
Yeah, exactly.
And just be like, well, we're not going to build there. We're just going to put this there instead.
Exactly. It's like disrupting class. If the teacher finds it funny, they're sort of like, yeah, all right, I appreciate that was funny and it was clever, but now stop. It stops here.
Yeah, totally.
So let's not do that anymore. Hopefully that doesn't happen again.
You really went into it. Yeah. What was Bren's opinion? Was Bren the same as you?
Mate, I found that there was something so funny because it was windy. There was wind warnings, and then they were obviously searching for stuff to talk about. I think it was the bit that you were talking about. And then there was just this zoom in from the drone of just this solitary shitty rail on a flat drone. And it was something so funny about it and so miserable.
You know what? I like the backup technique. I think it's like things are getting tough to talk about. Bring in the rail. Nikolai in. Bring in the rail, but also bring in Nikolai.
Brings the energy, dude. What a guy!
So good.
He is really brilliant.
So good.
I actually saw him doing the. He does like the expert analysis at Crankworks events. So you'll see Nikolai reacting to a screen, and he's just on his own in a 3x3.
Wow.
And he's got the screens and the cameras. And he doesn't really have a great deal of direction. He'll have things in his ears, which is very difficult having someone go like, Nikolai, you're on. And then he reacts to stuff. But he is such a natural. It's so very difficult to...
he's so good.
Oh, brilliant.
He really
Insight
is. Yeah.
and hype he brings. The insight and hype he brings is second to none. Yeah, shout out to
And
Nikolai,
that meets perfectly together, this synergy of this gold of... exactly what I think mountain biking is. All that hype, all that energy, all that knowledge.
Wicked,
just so interesting. Yeah, massive fan of whenever he's doing any commentating.
Yeah,
he
did. Great,
what did he do? He did something else recently. Did he do District Ride or something? He might have done something
probably.
Like
I think they just get him in. He's gold, isn't he? He's
just bring him in.
How can you be at the top of the sport and normally you sort of come to the end of your competitive career and start to go into commentating and like. People have done in the past, like Cam, amazing commentator, isn't he? Amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
But Nikolai's still at the height of it, and even at events where he's competing, they still bring him in. It's fucking really impressive.
Yeah. Big Nikolai Regatkin fan.
Yeah, big up.
becoming. Let's get him on. Actually,
we need to. That'd be good. It'd be good.
I fucked an episode with Nikolai up once, man. We need to get him on again.
Okay, let's do it.
I ruined it.
Did you? What did you do?
We recorded in the wind at Crankworks.
Damn.
And all you could hear was this. Oh. We literally faced in wind. It was such an amateur move by me. No. Oh well, move on.
Davey, can we go to an ad break?
Yeah, please.
I need a wee.
Ready?
Thanks, dude. I really need a piss. Winter is coming. Depending on where you're listening to this and what time, it might already be here. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer over here, but with winter comes wet feet. Until this exact moment here, I had no solution. I used to put plastic bags on my feet. I used to put wet shoes on. I used to just deal with it. Until right now, I'm introducing DexShell waterproof socks. With the DexShell range, you experience dry comfort through their breathable 3-layer construction. You've got the inner, which is comfort and warmth. It's the sock lining. It feels literally like a normal sock. The mid, it's breathable, waterproof membrane. It's super stretchy and adaptable. It's actually made out of a membrane called Perel. And the outer, it's a durable outer layer, machine washable. They do a different sock depending on the weather and warmth as well. We do short, long, thick, thin, do everything. My personal favourite is the ultra thin crew sock. Watch this as well. You can see how waterproof it is. To anyone listening, I'm literally blowing up my sock like a balloon. Huh? Bet yours don't do that. They're the best because they're waterproof. Waterproof. Winterproof. Waterproof. Upgrade Bikes are giving away 5 sets of DexShell socks ready for your winter. All you have to do is head over to the Ride Companion Instagram. You need to comment why you deserve a set of DexShell waterproof socks this winter. That's all you got to do. 5 people win socks. Not bad, and you can blow them up too, like me. Terms and conditions, DexShell is available at your local store through Upgrade Bikes. Delivery is only available to UK customers. Listeners, companionship. Back to the show. We're back. Ha-ha!
Just like that, we're back. So how are we getting on over here at the Nitro World Games? I've seen that our Willie just won BMX Best Trick.
Yeah,
I thought we'd be on to the freestyle motocross stuff by now, I'll be honest with you. But hey, let's just leave it there, playing in the background.
Yeah, they're all on the podium celebrating now. I mean, if you got this podium, a picture of this podium, you wouldn't know what it was. A collection of men that I wouldn't know what they do. You know what I mean? They're all just like,
yeah.
They look very, it looks like a, I don't know what it looks
group
like.
Of men.
Who knows?
Eclectic group of men.
Men.
Okay.
The trick collectors.
The trick collectors.
Yeah.
So we're hopefully after this podium we can see the freestyle motocross. But if not, we can always just record it.
I mean, if we had the moment that they got the contest triple flip, I mean, that's so scary. That there's 2 people head to head on it because it's just literally who pulls the trigger first.
Yeah, no.
And the trigger.
We can watch it anyway. We can watch it after if it's not. Big trigger's massive. Trigger's massive. So I'm going to do something a little bit weird right now that I've not done for a long time.
Please.
Especially, I never do on a Monday morning at 11 o'clock. I'm going to crack a commemorative Red Bull.
Okay.
Look at you, you're like, what's going on here? So this is a commemorative Red Bull out of respect for Dietor Matajit. Oh, he's fucked it up.
Rewind and start again. We can't be.
No, can't. It's a tough name, I'll be honest with you.
It is.
Start again.
So you've cracked a Red Bull for...
Okay.
It's Dieter. I think it's Dieter.
Dieter. Commemorative Red Bull for Dieter Metovic.
Okay.
Matecic.
So he's just died.
It's not funny. That's the thing. Exactly. It's not funny, but it is a tough name to say, especially when you have a lisp and it's Monday morning. So yeah, Dieter Matecic. Unfortunately,
I
passed
need to
away.
see this name.
Why? Because I'm struggling so hard with it.
Yeah, I don't understand that it can be that hard.
Okay,
I mean,
I'm
really
that stupid. I am really struggling with that. It's because I thought I had it in my head.
Dietrich Mateschitz.
See, it's tough.
I mean, yeah. So actually, what?
You know what people knew him by, mate, and I think this is the one we should have gone with, or I should have gone with. People knew him as Diddy.
Diddy, yeah.
And that's easy to say, right? Diddy. So
yeah.
I mean, massive respect to that guy. Super sad that he's passed away, and obviously that got me thinking a lot about Red Bull and what they've done for the sport that we love, and the fact that we've just watched this epic event, which we've already spoken about, called Red Bull Rampage, which probably wouldn't have happened, and also Hotline and Crashed Ice and cliff diving and flu tag and all these amazing things that Red Bull have done. Yeah. And it's an interesting history, dude. I don't know if you know too much about it, but how Diddy actually was like a co-founder almost, so someone already created the kind of drink, had a name for it and stuff like that. It was I believe it was Taiwanese.
Yeah, I had it as well. I had it before. I had it when I was younger in Thailand.
So it was called Krating Dang.
Yeah, and it had amphetamine in it.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah.
Oh wow! So it was sold in like pharmacies and stuff, and then Diddy goes to I think it was it Taiwan?
Thailand.
Oh, it
was funny. It was like thick. It was like syrup. From what I remember, and I could be completely wrong, but it was like syrup in a little bottle. It was almost like a cough syrup.
How long ago was that then?
Ages ago, I went out there. Yeah.
Well, because I didn't know that Red Bull actually launched in like 1987.
Oh really?
Maybe there's like original ones.
Oh yeah.
No, I didn't. But I think he carried on making the old OG version.
Yeah. Let's have a look at what it is. Oh, okay. So I'm mistaken. I mean, it has like similar. It has like similar packaging, and it was called.
I just think it's super interesting when you look into Diddy and his history, and you know whatever, and what he did with sport and action sports in particular. You know, using action sports as a way to market Red Bull, and obviously some of the athletes that they've got behind and the projects they've supported and events that they've launched.
They've done a lot.
Really
of stuff,
is, dude.
Yeah.
A lot, like an absolute mind-blowing legacy that bloke has left behind. It's actually really sad. I don't know him, but you don't even realise. It's almost like, you know, we were talking about before with reminiscing about impacts that, you know, you've had on your life. Like, you know, you say what you want about Red Bull, whether you like the drink or not, this or that, but what they've done for the sports that we all love, that listening to this, yeah,
it's true.
No one's done it better.
You did it quite badly. You butchered his name quite badly at the start of that segment, but I agree. At the end, you've brought it back, and it was a touching tribute.
Thank you.
But no, you are quite right. You absolutely are quite right. Yeah, good on you. I don't have one to hand. Highlighted how unthoughtful I am. So cheers for that.
Yeah, it's okay. I went to the shop. I walked there this morning. I had to carry a young boy, just to get this can of Red Bull.
Really? Yeah. There you go.
And what have you done?
Nothing. Nothing.
But yeah, it's interesting. I'm going to put a link in the show description actually to a video that I watched last night. I was going to talk about this loads more, but it's all good. About the history of Red Bull and how it became what it is. It is super interesting when you look at like their marketing and how they sell this dream, this, you know, this aspiration, obviously, as well of it. And again, whether you like the drink or not, I actually was thinking last night about the first ever Red Bull that I had, right? Because it used to be expensive, especially when you were broke, right? I was out of school. I'll have been 16. I worked at an indoor motocross track called Sheffield Indoor Motocross, and one of the guys who was doing the building there was drinking Red Bull. And I remember him offering me one and being like, "Oh, I've heard so much about this drink." Like, you know, it was weird because again, even at that point, they were attached to action sports. But I remember I couldn't really afford to drink it. It'd have been like, you know, £1 or something. I never had £1 for a can of pop, you know, not in those days. And I do remember having it and just being like super like, oh wow, finally got my hands on this like cool silver and blue can drink, and now I feel like an action sports hero.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's weird when you think
really
back,
unique approach at the time. Like at the time, it was completely on its own, wasn't it? And then also they did the thing with the like from a design perspective, the can, just the proportions of the can. The Coca-Cola can follows an old design principle. I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically like you've got two sides, one length. It's how the other side relate to those two sides. So it's like, I can't remember what it's called, but you'll see the Coca-Cola cans proportions. You will see all over the place in different.
Right, it's pretty classic can model.
Like the can size is the same as like a billboard on its side, and it's the same as, I can't remember what it's called. It's called the golden something, or it'll be like remarkably similar to that. It's like a relation between two edges of something. A rectangle sounds really obvious, but it's actually wasn't at the time. That can was completely unique. That was like,
right. Wow, I guess they've all been bottled before, right?
Going skinnier, yeah. But the success of Red Bull happened during the can, right? And the can went skinnier, and it separated it from the others. Loads of people do it now, but it made it had like a higher perceived value.
How interesting.
Yeah,
that's super cool.
Yeah,
dude, they've done some amazing things. I mean, I was thinking back to some of the old adverts too, which were like those cartoony, almost like stick figures. Yeah. Do you remember?
That's Red Bull's advertising. Like, they don't really do advertising, do they? They do marketing, so they just stuck with those like funny cartoons. Gives you wings.
Yeah, exactly. And then they put more eyes in the wings. Did you know that? Because they got sued.
No, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. So I didn't know that until I watched this video. So it's now, I don't know if they've changed it back, but it was like wings was 3 eyes in it.
Oh yeah. I feel like I've seen that now. The other thing is that the two balls aren't the same. It's not symmetrical.
That's something that not many people know. I think
inside Red Bull knowledge. That is, they're not symmetrical.
Yeah, they're not symmetrical. Yeah. That's a good one.
That one as my own.
You can have that one. That's a good one.
Cheers, Mark.
But yeah, just big shout out to Red Bull. Really, I think it's sad that Diddy's passed away. Obviously,
very sad.
Left a massive legacy.
What a life! No doubt. I don't know anything about the bloke, but I'm sure he's lived good.
Oh yeah, he's lived good. The original guy was a duck farmer.
No way.
He farmed. Yeah. He got into it, and then Diddy, I believe, was like a pharmaceutical almost rep, working in like toothpaste and shampoo industry.
It's really interesting how people's stories develop, isn't it? Like if you think there's like someone out there who has got a yacht based off the steel industry. This is a really crap example. Just RSJs, right? Someone out there is a billionaire from RSJs. Like how their journey has come about. It fascinates me because like, why are you interested in RSJs? You're not interested in RSJs, but you're interested in construction maybe, or you're interested in manufacturing maybe, or I don't know. Just
I always find that interesting. Actually, it's good. I like that you brought that up because we did the snowboard show last weekend, and at the same time there was a pharmaceutical show on. Now I've always really struggled with having a job that I'm not interested in. I've always struggled with that. I don't know how I'd even.
It's tough.
Do it. I don't know. But then there was people there at a pharmaceutical show, and I guess most of our listeners are going to be in an industry that maybe they don't class as a hobby, whereas I've always worked in an industry that is my hobby. But yeah, I don't really know how I'd get on. Like working in construction or building, where I just don't care. Like I'm just not interested in it. You're just there. I'm not saying they're just taking a check, but you know what I mean. It's not a hobby industry.
Yeah, there's.
You know what I mean, don't you? I think I've explained it really badly, but
no, I know exactly what you mean. But like, there's things you can be interested in. Like I like design, so then I can work. I could see myself working in many different things. Like the challenge is still there to do good design. Let's talk about the RSJ steel industry, for instance.
I wonder why it's called RSJ. Do you think he's called Richard, like Richard Sean Jones or something?
RSJ stands for something.
Richard Sean Jones. Right.
But you can still find stuff that you like within any industry, can't you? Almost the challenge is to be interested.
Yeah, it's true. Fair.
That's what.
Sorry, I just got slightly distracted then. I was just looking at the footage on the Nitro thing of Harry Bink trying the triple flip and just landing on his head on a massive bouncy castle. It's just like, it's so fucking gnarly. He's got no shirt on, a massive tattoo on his back of himself. He's just landing on his on his head.
It looks bizarre, that airbag, because it's lower than the top of the ramp. It looks absolutely crazy, doesn't it? Wow-wee.
Wow-wee.
Rolled steel joint. Rolled steel joint.
Yeah. Of course it is, yeah. Not Richard Sean Jones. Wow, no, interesting. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, I tell you what, the distraction is quite a distraction when it's blokes doing triple backflips on motocross bikes, because it's literally coming up. So in the corner at the moment is obviously the Nitro Circus build-up to these guys dropping in. I mean, it's now just gone to the stadium, and I actually feel pretty scared. I don't like...
I feel very scared as well. I've just seen him with no shirt on, landing on his head on a magic castle. It's just so gnarly, dude.
Shocking, isn't it? I mean...
And I'm sorry for people listening that, you can't see what we're seeing, but it is cool that we got it on in the background, because it's... Did you see the ramp? Oh my God, look at the ramp.
I never thought I'd be like, I don't want to watch... But I actually don't want to watch. There's something about it. There's something about like other people making money off it, and then just these blokes in their pajamas triple flipping.
So they just brought up the best trick list of who's competing, and J.O. Archer and Harry Bink are 6th and 7th out of the 7 people. So we've got a little bit to wait until they're potentially going to try it.
They saved them until last.
They've saved them until last. It's almost like they know what they're doing with this. They're keeping the podcast going. We're saving it till last.
That's what that's what.
It's so gnarly.
Exactly what I don't like about events. It's quite a clear version of it as well, isn't it? It's like
exactly. Can you see who's first up then? So you've got Adam Jones just about to drop in.
Adam Jones, yeah. He's actually just dropped in. He's done a. I
might be a little bit behind.
Yeah, he might. It was a Cordova flip. Massive.
Okay, cool.
It's just funny old way to make a living in it. There you go. There you go. Quite scared actually. I feel it's quite unpleasant. I might turn it off and just let you watch it. You can do it on your own.
Okay.
The thought of people sending triple flips to a live audience, and they've placed them last and second to last.
I wonder if they flip a coin for that, because ultimately whoever does it first is going to get the notoriety that they did it first.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was a ruler flip, by the way, and it wasn't a Cordova flip.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Bar hop.
Oh yeah,
like bar hop.
Bar hop. Yeah.
Anyway,
Adam Jones winning at life. What else? What else we got? What else we got going on, dude?
We got our Prime Minister. I'll tell you what made me laugh. When you messaged me a minute ago, it was before the podcast started, and I was furiously making notes, and I thought we could do a bit on potentially it could be a lunch and learn. I don't know how this country is
falling apart.
A really simple view. I don't know. Basically, our Prime Minister has resigned in the UK, and how little I know about all of it, and how disconnected I feel, which is bad. And I thought maybe we could make an effort to make me learn more about it, get my head out of the sand. I don't know. It struck me the ridiculousness of it when I was like writing down notes, and I literally don't. I wasn't aware of. I had so many things when I was reading through it.
What's funny is I've got notes here that I keep as the thoughts come in my head, and I just pop them down. We'll talk about that one day. And right near the bottom, because I made the note ages ago, it says politics / feeling disconnected. And it's so true, dude, that like I have never felt, I don't know if it's because I'm getting a little bit older, I'm not really that politically minded, but I've never felt so separated from the people that are trying to run this country.
Oh man.
Never felt so us against them. Dude, we could go down this topic for a long time, and I really like that you've brought it up in a funny kind of way, because it's so true. Like, there's this feeling now that it's us against them. That's how it feels in my house. That's how I feel, right? I feel like we've got these people coming into power, and it's pretty much I won't say it's a power grab. I don't really know how to put it. It's like they're not out trying to make the country better. They're just trying to profit for themselves. That's how it feels. Like, if this guy Rishi gets in, he is quite open to the fact that he had a huge what does he call it? Fund. What's it called? Like a fund where people invest into, which profited massively out of the pandemic. He made billions apparently out of it, or millions, let's say, and his wife did too, right? So he also was the guy who basically dealt out tons of money throughout the pandemic and put us into this weird economic state where we have we're bankrupt basically, right, as a country. That's pretty much right. I don't know. I'm not politically minded. I don't have my facts straight. I'm not that guy.
No, I don't know. I don't have my facts straight. I can't even comment on it.
Resonate with any of these people at all. None of these people feel like that they're looking out for my best interests.
Yeah.
As a human.
Well, I don't
look at what's going on with the economy, dude. You've got interest rates going through the roof. It's just... It doesn't make any sense. I just feel very much, I'm sorry, that I can't really put this into words because I'm not smart enough and the Red Bull's kicking in, so my brain's going a million miles an hour. But I can't put it into words how disconnected I feel from it all and how I just don't feel like we're going in the right direction as a country.
I don't feel like people are out to do bad. That's where I think that maybe I differ from your opinion. I feel like people are trying. And also I feel like there's so many things in the world that you can't control, and people are trying to. It's not in anyone's interest to do a shit job. That's what I kind of have to believe the whole time.
I know. I like that you have that belief, but I don't stand with you on it. I think that people are out to just profit for themselves. I feel like Liz Truss. Don't know. That's a political play in a way, and also looking after yourself. So now she's been in office for 44 days. She gets £150,000 a year annual income for being Prime Minister for 44 days. Would you do it for 44 days for 115 grand a year?
No.
You wouldn't?
No, I wouldn't, no.
You wouldn't just do it, you wouldn't just go in, just do a half-assed job, 44 days.
No.
Out.
But
wow.
I wouldn't understand, I don't understand what, no, it would be so bad. It would be so awful for me. The thought of having to make the thing is, the decisions aren't nothing decisions. That basically it's so crap in my head, because it's like whatever choice you make, you're going to alienate 50% of people and piss people off. So whatever you do,
but don't give tax breaks to the rich. First thing, right?
But it's nothing is black and white. It's so difficult. It becomes so difficult when you have. When you have it's too complicated because the giant companies are also feeding campaigns. They're putting money in, and it becomes really difficult when.
I think the problem is that the corruption as well runs so deep that us two here we can't comprehend what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know whose pockets they're in or whatever.
I have to look at things really simplistic terms, and I think
I know you do, and I appreciate that. And I look at it from more of a conspiracy side, if I'm honest with you. I look at it like they're literally just out to shaft whoever they can in order to profit for themselves or to gain power.
I like to think that a politician gets into these things for the right reasons. They're smart people. They're not stupid people. They're smart people. Well, they're not stupid. That you can. I mean, they're not necessarily stupid. You know what I mean? You can't just say they're all stupid. So I think if you want to make change and you want to. So let's say you grow up in humble roots, and you're you grow up with all these problems around you. You want to make change, and I'd understand that. That'd be really cool. I'm not saying that's what the current government are, because they're definitely not. Yeah. But I'm trying to put an example forwards. Blah blah blah. Right. So you come from humble roots, and you see what's wrong around you in your sphere, and you want to make positive change, right? So how do you do it? You get into politics and you start the path, whatever the fucking path is. I clearly don't know. So you start the path. You realise that in order to have influence, you're going to need to get some money together. So you start raising funds, in whatever direction you're going in. You start raising funds. You realise that you require money. You realise that you need it in order to, get the ball rolling and stuff. And then in that. I feel like that is where it gets creepy, because you have to have money to have power. So then you have to have influence to implement your changes. And the road is so long that you're going to forget what it was like to be down and out. It requires a really smart person to fully understand. I'm not willing to think that I have any business talking about it, because I'm not I'm too.
You brought it up.
But like the solution, I want to understand how it works.
I know.
I don't want to. I don't have a solution, so there's no point in me. I don't know. I just speak when you speak to smart people. I feel dumb so quick, and I can't help thinking if I sat in a room with someone who fully understand it, I'd feel dumb so quick, and that's really what I'm always aware of. I think is like I can have a picture of something, but it doesn't really matter because it's likely to be completely wrong. And if I don't have a solution or a clear idea, then what's the point in even fucking moaning on? You just sound like a spoiled brat. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just quickly, maybe keep an eye on the Nitro World Games because I think I got the order wrong. And Jay Archer is next.
Oh, really?
And he is about to attempt the triple flip.
I love that. We've just gone from just
I know,
completely not understand.
I don't understand politics. Do kind of understand triple backflips on motocross bikes.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's have a look at.
I don't know, man. I enjoy it. I do like the politics thing. I do like to talk about it because I think I look at it so different to you. It's interesting to talk about. I'd love to hear people's comments.
Well, everyone is. That's what's cool about it, isn't it? Yeah. And like, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
But we are all affected by it, man. Yeah. Like, that's the thing. We are affected by it. Look at interest rates at the moment. If they go to 6%, that's a big thing. Like, it's that's going to be. I mean, we were looking at houses the other day. We're always looking at houses, but all of a sudden you're like, this isn't even a feasible option for us anymore. Like what was 2 years ago of like, okay, we could move, we could buy a bigger house. Now you're like, if interest rates go to that, we're stuck. We're stuck here for a bit.
I think I'm soon. So I think absolutely, it affects all of us, and it actually does. And that's what you realise when you get a bit older, don't you? And like, really, it's stupid that I'm not more politically minded and I'm not more politically aware. But I think where we differ is that I'm sooner to say that it's circumstantial rather than it's one person's decision. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like this interest rate isn't like people trying to make the interest rates change. It's like a fair bit fucking going on right now. And oil does, unfortunately, dictate a lot of stuff. And our oil is in a land that we are not. Our oil is in Russia, isn't it? So there's going to be changes. And obviously the problem is more complicated. But I don't feel like it's like... do you know what I mean? It's not like... No one's laughing about it in my head, but I don't know.
There's a lot of angles similar to what the British cycling shelving is, right? There's so many angles to it that it is difficult. Again, I think the most important thing here, dude, is that we, as two blokes, and our listeners probably feel disconnected from politics and feel like we don't have a say and feel like we're not represented. That's how I feel, right? I just feel so disconnected from it all. So like it's us and them, like they're making decisions that like 1% or whatever it might be, and that's really sad. Like, you should feel like your vote should stand for something. You should feel like you should, you listen to and stuff like that. And
you're probably more switched onto it. I feel like
I'm not.
I just don't pay attention, so it's my fault. But not paying attention is a position of luxury. When it all goes wrong, you start fucking paying attention. So I think I feel like a kid with a trust fund throwing my toys out the pram. Like, I don't know what's going on because I haven't looked into it because it's all too easy. We're in a position of luxury. Maybe soon we won't be. Like, that's how I feel. I feel like I don't pay attention because I almost don't have to, which is pathetic. You should really value your vote. I do vote, but I should value it more, and I should you certainly value it more when it all goes wrong, I think. But
yeah, true.
This is the most.
You know what? I think I've fucked up the order again. It looks like someone south is up next, and that looks like it's going to be a front flip.
That looks like the worst ramp I've ever seen. So to our listeners,
they put like a front flip extension on this ramp,
and a front flip extension is something I never want to experience. You?
No, it basically looks like riding into a curb.
In third gear. No, it'll be second.
In third gear. Yeah, second gear going uphill.
It's horrible. I mean, if there's ever a sign that you shouldn't be doing something, a trick, it's probably that you have to modify the ramp for said trick. And in Moto, they have to have like some weird hinged thing at the top of the kicker. I mean, he's got no peak on. If it would be tough to be
an athletic greens helmet.
It'd be tough to be this dude's Scott Fitzgerald's parents right now. This is a scary moment. I'm sure they'd be very proud as well for his bravery, but this is really scary.
Is that what this is? Scott Fitzgerald?
Scott Fitzgerald. He's got a ramp welded up. He's got no visor on. And he's...
Top dog on the back. He's ready to go, mate. What are we going to see?
This is terrifying.
I'm terrified. I've got sweaty palms. I don't like this that much anymore. It's gone too far. Here we go. Dropping in.
There we go. He's got his gear choice. In he goes.
Oh, no.
No. Mr. Gear. Mr. Gear. As if it wasn't suspenseful enough. This is terrifying.
This is terrifying. Sorry for our video listeners even, if you haven't got this. We will put a link in the show description. You can watch this this exact part, which is Fitzgerald. So I'll put it in.
Do it.
Because then you can catch up and watch with us,
so
right?
He's turning around on the rubber mat to our listeners. This is his second go around. He's making a stop at his mark because moto riders, it's important to start at the same point and know where you are in the gear.
Yeah. You see he's got the markers on the floor as well. Yeah. It looks like. So you see him like stick in the ground.
Absolutely terrifying, this. Yeah, everyone's got a different mark. They just...
Is that Athletic Greens helmet? I'm interested. No, Athletic Sport helmet. Okay. You see, maybe if he had Athletic Greens, he'd have this trick done by now. It'd be full of 75 different vitamins and minerals.
I don't feel like this is a very Athletic Greens sport. I don't know why. It's just a bit flamethrowers and...
So true. Okay, we're dropping in.
Oh, no. Yeah, he's doing it.
Oh, my God. It's a front flip.
Front flip
like
Superman.
A front flip Superman.
He's made it just about.
Right, it's
it was actually well done, Scott. It was actually a bit less scary than I thought. He's got Top Dog written on his jersey.
Yeah, he didn't go. It didn't go so high either, did he? No. Like I feel like this triple backflip is going to be up there in the rafters in that stadium.
Terrifying. The Evil Knievels of today.
Yeah. Should we hit some listener questions?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Or do we save that for next week? What do you want to do?
Let's hit some listener questions.
Let's do a few listener questions, see what's going on. I'm just going to check my notes, make sure there's nothing else that I want to talk about. Oh, we've got a few things we can talk about. Do you want to do a podium picks?
Let's do a podium picks, yes.
Let's do a podium picks. Let's just, we can waste a little bit more time. Our listeners are with us. We're having a nice time, aren't we? We're just hanging out. We've got TV on in the background. Just going to have a deep breath.
Is this a big one?
Red Bull will get you. The Red Bull will get you. Things start feeling out of sorts pretty quickly with one of those things. Okay. Podium picks. Shall I do it or do you do it?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I thought you had one. My apologies. Yeah, I don't have one. Yeah, if you've got one, then that'd be good, yeah.
Okay. Podium picks. We'll do... Okay, podium picks. So if you've not played podium picks before, we're going to come up with a random subject. You're going to comment below why you think your top 3 of something, basically number 3 through to number 1.
Yep.
Okay,
there we go.
So let's go with podium picks. We're going to do desserts, top 3 desserts. So you've just eaten a meal, beautiful meal. You might be in a restaurant, you might not be in a restaurant. It's all about setting.
Okay,
what are your top 3 desserts? If you want, we can go 3 and then we can go through number 2 and then we can go number 1, or we can go all the way through. Orb, I don't mind.
Let's do it.
Alright, how do you want to do it? You want to go first?
I'll go first, and I haven't got anything in my brain at this point, just to make that clear, and then awesome. And it's arriving. Okay, so
here we go, number 3.
In third place, I always go for it if it's on the menu and I'm in a restaurant and I'm backed into a corner I have to choose. I pick banoffee pie. Big fan of banoffee pie. Banana,
big fan.
Toffee. I just like it when it's on the menu. I like it when it's on the menu. I like pretty much everything about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. A lot of different consistencies too. So you've got like the creaminess of the cream. You got the you got the banoffee syrup.
Yep. Yeah.
You got the crisp of the pie.
Yep.
Sometimes.
Absolutely, big fan. Right, my next one is going to be. This is going to be controversial, I know, and I know I'm probably going to get ridden in the comments for this, but I'm going to go with a sorbet, a tub of sorbet, right? And I'll explain why. Yes, you have a tub of ice cream and you eat the whole thing in front of the TV. I don't know what it is inside me. I have a certain amount of guilt attached to ice cream. I feel like, the same feeling you get when you have a McDonald's. It's very nice at the time, and then afterwards you feel very guilty. I have that with ice cream. Sorbet, you don't have to worry about it. You can just nail it. It's just like eating ice with a tiny bit of sugar in. I think that's a good
probably
one.
A lot of sugar, but yeah,
probably a lot of sugar.
Yeah, it's a good one, and it's a fantastic palate cleanser too, right? So it'll cleanse the palate. You're ready for whatever's coming next. It's probably going to be a banoffee pie.
There you go. A sorbet and then a banoffee pie. I like it a lot.
Just cleanse that palate, mate.
Number one is one that this is I eat custard just out of the pot. It's a personal one.
Like Mr. Blobby.
Like Mr. Blobby, I just have custard out of and I'm fine with that. I try different custards. I'm a big fan of custard. I really like the one from Waitrose. It's Madagascan vanilla custard. It's got little bits in it.
Like a tin?
Just it's literally in a pot. Oh my god! Right, Davey, I'm gonna have to turn off Nitro Games in the background because it's ruining my podium picks. I'm turning it off. I don't want to see people. I hope that bloke's all right. It's unbelievable what they're getting up to. I just want them to just go for walks in the park with their loved ones.
Let's go for a trail.
I don't want this anymore. It's too much for me. I'm too worried about them and their families.
I love that you're just distracted by that. Okay, so we've got number 3, banoffee pie. Was it? Number 2, I've only got it like behind. Yeah. Number 2, sorbet. Number 1 is just a standard pot of custard. Yeah. Like some sort of, I don't know what that is, like some sort of savage.
It's pre-made.
Custard
or a tin.
Yeah. Pre-made.
Pre-made. I don't fuck with all the powder. I just have, and just I don't have it hot either. I have it cold. Cold custard.
Probably a good trailside snack.
Not bad. I'm into it. Yeah.
Not bad.
You can even put blueberries in it.
Okay. Good, Doom. All right. Here we go. My number 3. I'm going to go. Number 3 is going to be. Oh, you had one of mine. I'm going to go. Pumpkin pie.
Oh, brilliant one. Brilliant one.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Pumpkin pie is fantastic. I don't have it too often. Hard to find a good pumpkin pie. Yeah, very topical pie.
Full time. Pumpkin spice latte. It's that time of year.
Yeah. I had from Dunkin' Donuts the other day. I had their new, I think it's called like Scary Latte. Oh,
good, was it?
Nice. Yeah, real good. So yeah, pumpkin pie, super topical, like you say. Probably gonna have to try and make one this week so I can tick this void in my head. Really, yeah, big fan of pumpkin pie. So pumpkin pie is my number 3. Number 2, I'm gonna go. This is difficult. I'm thinking of menus. I'm thinking of what I like.
It is hard, isn't it? Podium picks, I really feel put on the spot for podium picks.
Yeah. I'm going to go fish food Ben & Jerry's.
Nice.
I know it's an ice cream. This the fish food Ben & Jerry's is more of a like you're eating at home. Yeah, it is. You're eating at home. You've just had like a decent meal and there's a little pot of Ben & Jerry's just hidden there in the freezer and you're just like, I'm just going to hit that. Few spoonfuls turns into 10, then it's 20, then you feel a bit gluttonous, but it's all good because it's ice cream. Can we
just take a moment to realise that I just said on the podcast, ice cream's so nice. That's where we're at. You know what I mean? Like that's the level of I don't know.
While people are hurling themselves upside down.
Not on my screen. They're not. I've turned it off.
Oh, you really got rid of it. That's hilarious. Okay. So I've gone. What did I just say? Ben & Jerry's fish food. Okay, number 1. I feel like I should choose something really northern here, but I'm going to go against the grain. Okay. I think this is southern. I think this is southern dessert.
All right, let's hear it.
Yeah, gravy. My number 1 podium pick dessert is Eton Mess.
Nice. I mean, there you go.
Again, the mix of various. You've got the crunch of the whatever it's called, the white thing.
The meringue.
Meringue, yeah, the meringue. You got the little bit of ice cream sometimes. Meringue. You got like the syrups, yeah, meringue. Dude, Eton Mess must be southern there. It must be from Eton for some reason.
So Eton Mess gets its name from Eton College, an elite English boarding school, where it was served as early as the 1890s at cricket matches. By the 1930s, the dessert was common sight at the school's tuck shop, a small store offering sweets and other snacks to students.
Yeah, Eton Mess. Yeah, I love it. That's the one thing I like about the South, Eton Mess then. I didn't know it was southern, it only occurred to me after that it could be.
You don't like the South?
So number 1.
You know what I've realised is this north-south divide is solely northern.
Yeah, because you aspire to come up north, and the northerners are like, I don't want to go down south. That's what it is. You're like, oh, I wish I was up north, and we're like, I don't want to go down there. As soon as you pass Birmingham, yeah, it's all downhill past Birmingham. Better start enjoying it though, aren't I? Okay. Good podium picks, that one.
That was really good. Again, I round of applause for coming up with
like this episode's dragging.
Do you feel that way? Yeah. I tell you what it is. It's the having the distraction. The distraction is too much. It makes you realise that time is going slow.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
Because we're waiting for a triple flip. The triple flip is so scary to me as well. It's like waiting to be electrified. I don't like it. I don't like the idea of it.
No. Can you imagine what the nerves are for those guys?
Horrific. Absolutely
not
awful,
cool.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like, we'll not go back to that. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. It's awful.
No, don't. The distraction is quite difficult, isn't it? The distraction is quite hard to manage, having a moving image behind us. It makes me think that doing like a watch-along would be quite difficult, like a watch-along Rampage, or something like that. Would be
because you asked about that, right?
Yeah,
you asked about doing a watch-along.
I guess the pressure would be off because it would be a watch-along, whereas we're trying to do a watch-along, but also do a podcast. It's quite difficult, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is really difficult. Okay, so should we we go to the hotline?
Yeah, let's go to the hotline.
Yeah, we're definitely not going to record are we recording 2 episodes today, or are we doing one? This is an in-production meeting right now. This is how we want to sort things out. We're doing one?
Let's do one, and then I'm away next week, and we're going to do one from the road. Yeah, we'll work it out.
All right, we're road dogging it.
We're road dogging it. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good.
Yeah, me too. All right, so we got a question in on the hotline first, so we don't have to mention anyone's name or anything like that. And he just put, or she, we don't discriminate, anyone. My question for episode 68 is there any news on Freedom Ride 2023?
Wow.
So I feel like I appreciate the stoke.
No news.
Appreciate it yet. But no news.
Tell you what, there is news. We got tickets available now. They're selling out quick. Bike Pot Wales, 2nd of December. Get to the Christmas ride. We're having food. We're having trains. We're having a good time. It's going to be merry because it's Christmas. Because it's Christmas. Yeah. It's going to be merry. Get your tickets now. Gifts. The link will be in the description of this. Whether you're on the podcast app, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Spotify, anywhere you're listening or watching to this, you can buy tickets. Come along. It's going to be great. Was that an advert or what? Dude.
Thanks, Ollie. That was fantastic. That was amazing, mate. Big up. Okay, we got a few here. We got, remember, I think it was last week, we had Adrian, who was in the movie set.
Yep.
Adrian's back. He sent 4 different ones, so we're just going to choose one. And he just put, take your pick. So we'll just choose one, because otherwise, we'll save some for another day. Yeah. So I just sent you one video right now to your WhatsApp, if that's okay.
Excellent. Thank you kindly.
Welcome.
And I have the video, and I'm turning the volume down. It's downloaded. You pressing play?
Okay. I'm pressing play.
Let's go. Nice one, Adrian.
Pushing up this hill. I'm boiling. But I'm still not as hot as the next episode of The Ride Companion.
Okay, alright. I think that was a promo video.
What did he say?
But I appreciate it. He said, I'm hot, but I'm not as hot as the next episode of The Ride Companion.
Oh, it's good. I like that. Can we put that?
I appreciate it.
We can always use it for the next episode of The Ride Companion. Yeah, because you did a shout out to us for promo videos. So yeah, I like the fact that this hotline just gets used for anything. Please send anything through.
Me too.
That's a good promo, that is. We just leaked it.
Yeah, it is a good promo.
We just spoiled it a bit.
It was a good promo.
Nice one, Adrian. Big up.
Okay. Big up. Okay.
I like the hotline. The hotline's funny, isn't it?
This hotline's good. You should see it. You should, somehow we'll have this linked up one day so we can just go through it all, right? Because at the moment I just got loads of messages on the phone.
Yeah.
It's really confusing. So we got another one in. It's just more of a question. I think I've not read it yet. It's from Simon. I can see the name. So he's put, after booking the Ride Companion Christmas ride, I've also booked the Saturday and Sunday in Cardiff with the wife so she can do touristy things.
Look at that.
So here's my question. What have you guys done to negotiate a riding trip riding day, trip, or holiday with the other half? I think this is more one for you.
It's a brilliant question. I won't be giving the answer that you think I'll be giving. I actually try and go on holiday without bikes, believe it or not. Because bikes take over. If your girlfriend does road riding, I don't know if any of our other listeners are into road cycling, but road cycling takes a really long time. And if you're going somewhere to relax, if you're out of the house until 3 riding up mountains, which I've been on most holidays that I've done for the last however many years, 5 years I've been going out with George, all I'm trying to do on a holiday is make her go away without her bike. So that I appreciate that's a fairly unusual situation. What about you? Have you ever managed to negotiate a bike into a holiday?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think we once went away in Wales and I took a bike, but it was like, I'm just going to nip out for a quick ride. It wasn't like a dual thing, if that makes sense. Emma's more of a horse rider anyway than a bike rider.
So you have to put the horse on the horse rack and then get on the M1.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. Thank God for the van, dude. We stuffed them both in there. Got the Eve, we got the horse. So yeah, I don't think I've ever had that experience, to be honest. I've never really had it. It's always been a bit of a solo
I like
thing.
it though. I like the hustle. I like the fact that he's making the Ride Companion Christmas ride into a Cardiff tourist thing. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah, definitely. And I think with the Christmas ride, I might be doing the same. I think my partner Emma's going to come. Maybe, hopefully not. But I think we're really going to come, and we're going to maybe make it into a bit of a holiday.
Well, that's the best example ever then for you. You're literally doing exactly that. Yeah. I was stuck then just thinking about how horrible the term 2 birds, 1 stone is. I just want to know what kind of bird it is that they're trying to kill. I guess maybe it could be seagulls and a big rock.
Yeah, a lot of birds in a pack.
I don't want to kill birds. Unless it's chickens, actually, because I do eat chicken, and I'd be a hypocrite if I was not. So chickens, maybe it's 2 chickens, 1 stone.
Yeah, all right, there you go. Let's have a lot of answers in here. Okay, we got all right, we got one from Tim.
Oh, brilliant! We're on to
we got
Tim
one from
Wales
Tim
section.
Yeah, we got one from Tim. We got another Tim. I think was meant to send something in. I can't see it just yet, but we'll see. Hopefully, we're going to have a bit of a Tim off. Yeah, it is. Brilliant. I'm just trying to send it to you right now. It's come through as a strange format, but you should be getting it.
I love Tim's videos.
ASAP. Yeah, I like Tim's videos as well.
Okay, it's not through yet. It's not through yet, but
it's coming. It's coming. It's a long way down south for the old internet.
Yeah, isn't it?
It's a long way,
isn't it? Indeed.
I think. Have we seen a triple flip yet? I can't figure it out.
I don't know. I've turned it off. Can you tell me if we have? Because I am actually on the edge of the seat. I haven't stopped thinking about it.
No, it's in the back of my mind. I'll be honest as well.
Yeah,
Can you imagine trying to watch Rampage while doing this? It would be impossible.
Yeah, it would.
Right?
It would. Well, you just have
totally
to.
Impossible.
You just have to give all of your. You just have to give all of your attention to it.
Yeah, no.
I think maybe if
it's coming up, dude. It's next.
It's next. Is it actually next? Oh my goodness!
It's next.
Gracious me.
Is it?
I don't know. You've said it a few times now. I don't trust you. Let's watch Tim
I don't
instead.
Know. Yeah, let's watch Tim instead. You ready? Have I sent it?
Yeah, you sent it. I've got it. I'm ready to play.
Oh, okay. All right. Here we go.
Right, guys. Have you got a favourite tool?
Brilliant. The production value. We've got music in Tim's videos now. Yeah, round of applause for Tim. That's brilliant.
Thanks, Tim. That's great. Bit of production.
That is wow. I really enjoy these. I appreciate every time I say it. It puts a little bit more pressure on him to up them every time. Don't feel that way, Tim. Do you? It's enough. You know what I mean? But
totally.
Have you got a favourite tool?
Ollie, we got a triple backflips about to happen.
Well, I'm ploughing on with Tim. My favourite tool.
Right.
I actually had a funny moment the other day. I had to change a cassette over on a wheel. And my chain whip, which I made out of a piece of metal and a chain, this is how long I've been biking for. My chain whip is now out of date. The chain whip doesn't work on modern cassettes.
How do they go out of date?
Well, the chain's changed that much. It's got that much narrower with gears going up in numbers. So my chain whip is actually one of my least favourite tools anyway. But I thought it was funny that I've been biking that long that a chain whip has gone out of date. It's reached its expiry date.
That's class. Yeah. I like it. That's a good one. So would you say the chain whip's like your favourite tool?
My favourite tool I would say that I use is probably the impact driver with a Torx bit on for rotors. It's just so quick and so easy, and you can turn the setting down so that you don't end up damaging your bike and the threads. So yeah, I'm going to go with impact driver. Actually, I think it's one that's grown on me as I get older. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. I like the impact driver. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to go with the multi-tool. I like the multi-tool, dude.
Yeah.
You know what? My multi-tool is... I've only got one multi-tool, believe it or not. Because every time I get one, I lose it, right? I leave it somewhere. I leave it by the car.
Yeah.
And, I leave them everywhere. So I've got this one trusty multi-tool. I don't know where it came from. It's probably a freebie in MBUK or something like that years ago. And it's fallen apart, but I love it. It's like it's a nice tool. I love it. It's got everything on there you need. You want to break a chain? Awesome. We got you covered. You want to take the rotor off? We got you covered. Do up a stem? Got you covered. Shock bolt? Covered. You get the pattern,
dude,
right?
I am with you, actually, and the multi-tool doesn't get enough praise, because if you go to any mechanic's workshop, if you pull out a multi-tool, they'll be annoyed at you. But I love multi-tools so much that I barely know what size I need. So it leaves me in this weird moment, like, I'm going to take the stem off, can you pass me the Allen keys? And they're like, what size do you need? I don't know, is the honest answer. I need the multi-tool, because that's all of the sizes. So, yeah, I think you've actually won that. I think that's a brilliant... Yeah, the multi-tool deserves... Should we have a round of applause for the multi-tool? Let's do it.
Yeah, I think we should.
Right, what's happened with this triple flip, dude?
They're just on a break again. It's a big old production, this, but it does these shitty breaks where it's just photos. It's just boring. Yeah. What else we got in here? Let's see what else we got, mate.
Brilliant, Tim. Thanks. I do. Yeah. To go back to the multi-tool, it's fantastic thing. I do like an adjustable as well.
You like an adjustable? Yeah, good. You could, I've not got like a massive tool repertoire at this house. So I'll use some wild shit to do things. You know what I mean?
Will you? Yeah. What like?
Yeah. I mean, I had to snip the cable ties off a mudguard the other day to fit a new mudguard, and I didn't have any scissors or snips. So obviously I used like just a kitchen knife and cut them off.
Did you? Yeah.
It's pretty barbaric,
you know. And then
obviously
a
lot of improvisation. That's a great word for it, mate. Yeah, a lot of improvisation.
I actually had I was building up some old wheel that I found for a friend, and it had a dent in the rim, and I tried to seat the tyre, set it up tubeless, and all of the sealant came out of this dent in the rim, and instead of just giving up, I had chewing gum in my mouth, and I thought, all I've got to do is get it past this first bit where the air leaks out. I'll put the chewing gum in, create a seal, and then when I use my pump that blows a load of air in, it'll go against the speed, and it actually worked, dude.
Did it work?
It actually worked.
Nice.
Hyped.
Nice.
It's so good. It's so satisfying when like a bodge works out, isn't it? I'd love to see some of the bodges that our companionship actually have got up to. I know this is a bit like
bike bodges are the best.
Bike bodges are really good because they're real like pure creativity, aren't they? Some of them are so crap.
Yeah.
But I love them.
That's a good one. That's a good one, dude. I feel like if we just do a couple more listener questions, we're going to end on a triple backflip.
Oh, wait. I think it's a good full stop, isn't it? A triple backflip / a triple backflip crash. This episode is called the distraction episode.
That's a good name. Should we use it?
Let's use it. Distraction episode. I think we covered Rampage pretty good, man. I mean, we barely covered it, but we skimmed over it, didn't we? But the wind just made it an anticlimax, so it was a hard one to cover, I would say.
Yeah. You're right. I've just gone back to the thing, and it's like a guy in a Lego car jumping the ramp. Anyway, we're ending on a triple backflip though, bro. We're really close. We're just gonna.
Right.
Okay, we're really close. We're not leaving until we've seen a triple backflip.
No, I like that. I like that you're sticking with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, listener questions. Jack Wellesley. trucks or vans? Which do you prefer for the mountain bike lifestyle?
Great question. So vans, I've got. Can I go first? I've got an angle on this. Vans tend to remind me of working on site, and I was just driving someone else's van. So therefore, trucks make me feel it's more like freedom for me. It's more of an adventure. You pack a truck, the bike's hanging over the tailgate, all of that. I like trucks. I always have liked trucks. So I'm going to pick trucks. Yes, there are many things that are very annoying about trucks. You have to leave all your shit in the back. People, you always use your truck as a skip. Anyone who's got a truck will probably report this to you. People just put litter in the back of your truck. Very annoying. Stuff gets wet. There's lots of annoying things that happen because of a truck. But I believe they're all worth putting up with because I don't want a van. Which is pretty... I know that's out there, but it just reminds me of a time in my life where I was just doing nothing that I wanted to do. I think I've got PTSD from van driving and being on site.
It sounds like it. Yeah, it sounds like it. I'd choose vans just because the simple thing of peeping Tom, peeping eyes. The truck's great, like the vibe of a truck, being in the truck with the crew. You got bikes on the back hanging over, like it looks so sick. Like the photo opportunity from a truck with the bikes on there. You got the, you got the Focus, you got the truck, you got the pad, maybe a Fox pad, whatever. No. But then people are just looking at it. And you don't want people looking at your stuff. So I'm going to choose van just because they're just way more hidden, a little bit more under the radar. You can have anything in the back of the van and no one knows it's in there.
That's good. We've covered both angles. And I've got to say, you're not alone with your love for vans. If you turn up at any mountain bike event, it's absolutely unbelievable how many vans and how trick they are. People love a van and people love a van mod.
Love a van.
Van life is pretty popular, eh?
Really popular. I just had some great story. I just had some gypsies trying to look in my van just the other day. So we got love gypsies. Yeah, that's another topic. It's almost like politics to me. Are they good? Are they bad? I don't know. Mainly bad. But we had some gypsies in the back of over the road doing a drive, and then he was giving it the big one, coming over saying, "Oh, have you got any jump leads?" I was like, "I ain't got any, dude. Like, sorry. Oh, maybe there's some in your van." I was like, "There's no jump leads in this van. I guarantee you." "Oh, would you just?" I nearly did the accent. "Would you just have a look?" Because he was just trying to look inside the van and see what was in it. And I knew there was nothing in it. So I was like, yeah, sure. Like, boom, there you go. There's nothing in it. There's literally nothing in it. There's a dog bed. And they've been doing the drive across the road.
So you showed him there was nothing in it. He got out of there.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was he expecting? Like a motocross bike, a safe, and a load of chainsaws?
Tradie. Just a tradie. Yeah, maybe. Just tradie in it. Any tools in there? I think maybe not. Maybe he just actually needed some jump leads. Funnily enough, the van started straight away after, but there you go.
There you go. There you go.
I got some good gypsy stories for another day. Okay, here we go. Darren Greener. Would you rather have the ability to look into the future for 10 minutes or 150 years?
10 minutes or 150 years? I tell you what.
Oh, this Lego break, dude. Okay, this Lego break.
I find that very easy. I think I find that very easy. I mean, 150 years isn't in my lifetime, so I don't think I can make any informed decisions. Like, even if there is an informed decision, there's going to be too much time in between for it to go up and down. Think about 150 years ago. If you learnt that the internet was coming, it wouldn't have any impact on your entire life. It doesn't even matter. It's like we're too... So it's easy for me to be 10 minutes, and literally it would be for financial reasons only, which is pathetic. And I would just bet on stuff and win loads of money, or I would win the lottery.
Okay.
So that would be my Do
you ever buy a lottery ticket?
No.
Do you not?
I don't. My relationship with the lottery is my mum messages me saying the rollover is this much this week. You should buy a ticket. And then I say, yes, I will, and then I don't.
Never do. You know what? My approach with the lottery is this. If I go into the shop to do, buy something, and the thought comes in my head, buy a lottery ticket, I buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah, good on you.
If it doesn't, I literally just
be in it to win it, dude.
But and I got one the other day, I've just thought, it's downstairs. Imagine if I'm a millionaire, dude, now. That'd be interesting.
That'd be more of a moment than the first triple flip if you just found that your lottery ticket. Can we go and get it now? Live?
The triple flip?
No, the lottery ticket. You need to go downstairs and get it, and then we need to experience the disappointment or pleasure together. I look forward. This is a good section. I'll go.
Will you?
Yeah, I'll take the reins. You go.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get down there.
Imagine if I got up and I was naked.
Right, so whilst Davey's out of the room, I'd like to take this opportunity to say what we're about to witness is the exact reason why I don't buy lottery tickets, and it's because the probability is simply too low, and I've experienced too much disappointment through buying lottery tickets, and in fact most things that I've entered for, whether it be a raffle, a talent contest, I never really win. So that is my reason. We're about to experience it now with Davey live. The disappointment of knowing that you haven't won anything. And imagine how much of a dick I'll look if he actually wins it. I'll be so stoked. Here we go. Here he's back. He's back in the room. He's back in the room.
You know what I was thinking then? When I could hear you talking, I just not come back.
yeah. Just leave me like a knob talking to myself.
Yeah, just chatting away for ages.
Yeah. Right, let's do it.
Okay,
let's check up.
Let me find the numbers.
We've got triple flip coming. We've got lottery win coming. This is going to be an episode.
The anticipation episode. If
you win it, do we even put the episode out?
No.
What happens? You just disappear.
Peace out, mate.
You just disappear. Would you even talk to me anymore if you won the lottery?
Yeah, I'd talk to you. I'd just gloat. I'd just be like, look where I am.
Like it.
Look where I am. Okay, I've just seen the numbers. Okay, it's not looking good. From the instant look, not looking good. I was excited because it's got a number 5 in it, which is my lucky number. So straight away when I picked the ticket up out the drawer, I was like, okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Okay, so shall I read out the numbers and you tell me if I've won or not?
Okay, so what date lottery is it?
It's the 22nd of October, 2022. Mate, what even is this podcast these days?
Dude, I don't know. This one's really gone wrong. Can I just say, if you've just tuned into to this podcast and you're thinking, what is it? You're right to think that, and it will get better. I promise, it will get better.
Yeah.
We normally are better at this than now. I think just we've both realised that whatever ADHD problem we have where we can't focus, it's not good to watch something else whilst doing a podcast.
No.
Right, I have the winning numbers here.
It's taking so long.
Do you want me to read them out, or do you want to read yours out?
I'll read mine out and you say yes or no. Ready?
Yes.
Number 5. Number 22.
That is a no.
Number 29.
No.
Number 31.
No.
Number 39.
No.
Number 45.
That is a no.
Okay, it's all right. We've got another line. I got 2.
All right, here we go. We got one.
Line 2. Number 11.
Hey, legs 11. That's right. Davey's on the board. This could be it. At this point, I'm excited.
Okay, number 11. We're in. That's 1. Tick. 33.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Coming in for a tenner. 34.
Shit, I thought you... Yeah, 34 is the bonus number. You've got...
What's that, a tenner?
You've got 3 numbers. I can't tell if you're just reading... I'm not going to fall for this. If you're just reading... Are you? No.
Yeah. Of course I only bought 1 ticket. Jesus Christ. Think I am a millionaire.
That was good. I enjoyed that. There was a moment where I was quite excited that you got 2 in a row.
Yeah, me too. And it wasn't, and I knew it was fake.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Now what?
I think now we finish off with the triple backflip. Has it happened yet? What's happening?
Okay, I'll tell you. I'm just going to refresh the screen.
Or we just...
Because it keeps skipping. Well, we could just put it up as a bonus segment and we just watch it together.
Yeah, we could do. Or we take it as a metaphor and just that sometimes the things that you wait for in life don't come along.
Maybe it's even better promotion for the Nitro Circus if we just say, we don't know if it happened, find out for yourself.
I like it. Thanks for listening to the Ride Companion.
It's been emotional.
68. Absolute shit show. See you next week. We'll get our shit together. Don't you worry. Peace.
So here we are at the end of the podcast, and we would love to keep in touch with you. So don't forget, follow The Ride Companion on Instagram. It's at The Ride Companion. If you just want to follow Ollie, it's at OW_23. And of course, here are some clips that we think you might like. And up there, you can subscribe to the channel. We'd appreciate it. We appreciate you. Thanks for watching or listening. Have a great one. Peace.